What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout spot where you already know it's real talk, boxing talk, live from my man cave. It's your boy Johnny, and I am your host for another edition of the Hangout Spot Live. This time, a Sunday night edition.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
And I just want to thank everybody for rocking out here on a Sunday night, man. A special edition here, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we just had to come out because there's hella shit going on in the world of boxing, bro. Hella shit going on in the world of boxing surrounding Keyshawn Davis, the businessman, bro. We did a show on Thursday night, and shout out to all of y'all that rocked out. It was almost a 4-hour call-in show, bro. And, we opened up the phone lines and we talked about, our predictions, our picks for this weekend. And at that point in time, we didn't know that Keyshawn Davis was going to end up missing weight by 4 pounds, losing his title on the scales, and in the process, getting the fight against Edwin De Los Santos canceled.
It smelled like a toilet full of nasty ass shit, okay?
That's exactly what it was, bro. It was bullshit, bro. A fight that we had all been talking about. Personally, I was looking forward to it. I thought stylistically it would have been a really, really good fight, but Keyshawn Davis really shit in the bed. In fact, this entire weekend, bro, was what I would classify as an absolute meltdown, bro.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
This guy fighting in his hometown, making his first title defense. Michael Vick was out there. And, we gave him a little bit of props. At least I did, for spicing up the press conference on Thursday. Talking that shit. Talking that shit to Abdullah Mason. Meanwhile, this man had no intention on even making the weight, bro. It's absolutely nasty, bro.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
Unprofessional to the highest degree and unacceptable, bro. And De Los Santos said, no. We're not taking the $200,000 and we're going to go on with the fight. He said, nope, we are done. And I'm not fighting. And in the process, he gets his full purse bid. He gets his full purse bid. Didn't even have to throw a single punch. And trust me, there was a lot of conversation going on in the Boxing Voice. And shout out to the Boxing Voice family, community. You know I love you guys. Shout out to Nestor Gibbs. But at the end of the day, I see both sides of the fence, man. Nestor Gibbs was going back and forth with the panel members, saying that maybe De Los Santos should have taken the $200,000 and attempted to be great because the title was still on the line for him to win, not for Keyshawn Davis. He was stripped. But if Edwin De Los Santos would have took the pay and he would have continued with the fight, he had an opportunity to win a title. So I get that part of it. But at the end of the day, when is this shit going to stop? Fighters have to make a stance too, bro. Devin Haney took the money, and look what happened to Devin Haney against Ryan Garcia. So De Los Santos said, no. We ain't doing that. We are making a stand. Give me my money, and I'm going back to DR, and we're going to party for another year and a half, bro.
Let's go, champ.
It's crazy, man. Again, there was hella boxing going on this weekend, but that was the headline, man. And shout out to all the fighters that won. Friday night, my man OJ Bam, Brandon Moore, heavyweight, Polk County in the building, wins his heavyweight main event over at Verona, New York. It's Hall of Fame weekend up there. And he wins his fight. Shout out to him.
Let's go, champ.
Shout out to Franchon Cruz DeZern. She family. She wins a very, very close fight. But shout out to her nonetheless.
Let's go, champ.
Yesterday, y'all know how we do, bro. Swift Promotions was in Newton, PA. Our guy, 16-year-old prospect, David King Garcia, wins via first round stoppage. Shout out to King.
Let's go, champ.
Mickey Bay wins the main event.
Let's go, champ.
And Abdullah Mason, bro, looked every bit of that young star in the making by taking care of tough veteran Jeremiah Nakatia.
Let's go, champ.
All that shit went down as well as other fights, man. Shout out to Amanda Sendejo. Amanda Sendejo, you know, we had on the show a couple weeks ago. Flyweight prospect. She wins her second fight in a row. She is now 2-0 on Pro Box. She won in San Antonio in front of her home crowd and family.
Let's go, champ.
So it was a great weekend of boxing, bro. Fabio Wardley comes back after being cooked for the majority of that fight and wins by knockout in the 10th round.
My man.
Jayo Pataya, Junto Nakatani, I'm sorry. They win this weekend. But again, here we are talking about the whole Keyshawn Davis fiasco. And what happens next, man? What happens next? Because then after the fight, Kelvin Davis gets cooked by Nahir Albright. Shout out to Nahir Albright, bro. We picked him to win here.
Let's go, champ.
And we got that one right. He cooked Kelvin Davis, one of the Davis brothers. DB3. And then all of a sudden, mayhem breaks out in the locker room, bro, and he gets jumped by Keyshawn and the other brother, bro.
It smelled like a toilet full of nasty ass shit, okay?
You can't make this shit up now. You can't make it up. What happens now, man? What happens to Keyshawn Davis now, bro? Does he get suspended? Does he get sued by Albright's people? Obviously, Albright came out at the end of that whole fiasco. He was interviewed. The dude had a speed knot on his head. That didn't happen during the fight. That obviously happened during that melee. And we're going to show y'all a little bit of that, obviously courtesy of ESPN. But I'm opening up the phone lines, and I expect a lot of callers tonight, bro. We're going to rock out. It's NBA Finals night, Game 2, Indiana Pacers, OKC. So we'll have the game on in the background. We'll be talking a little bit about that in between calls. But I definitely want you guys to call in, chime in. Give me your thoughts on this whole Keyshawn Davis situation, man. How you feel about it? What you think should happen? Should he get suspended? Is his career over? What's going to happen now, bro? We know he's had mental health issues. He just had a baby. He lost his title at 135. He obviously can't make the weight. He's going to be moving up to 140. A lot of smoke there. What are your thoughts? What happens with Keyshawn Davis, bro? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. The link to call in is pinned to the chat. I will put it in the chat again for you guys sitting in the back of the room. But before we take our first call, you guys know the deal. Ground rules here are as follows. If you're watching this live on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button. We have to get this channel out into other boxing fans' algorithm. They got to know we rock out weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Weekends now, we doing Sunday shows. We could not do a show last night or a live fight chat because I was actually boots to ground in Orlando. Shout out to Most Valuable Promotions with another excellent prospect card. I mean, I was there boots to ground. We got a little bit of work that I still haven't released on YouTube, but we got a live post-fight interview with the guy that got the performance of the night, Alexis Chop Chaparro, middleweight prospect who is now 5-0 with 5 wins via night. Spectacular knockout, bro. Spectacular knockout. We've had him on the show, and we're looking to get him back, bro. He's obviously managed by the great Amanda Serrano. He's signed with Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions. He wins performance of the night. We actually got a live post-fight interview with him. Again, I will be releasing that probably in the next 24 hours, probably first thing in the morning. But first and foremost, we got business to handle here. So again, man, smash that like button. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, smash that like button as well. Get involved with the chat. More importantly, come on over. If you haven't subscribed to the Hangout spot yet, make sure you do that. But more importantly, pick up the telephone and tell a friend, man. There are power in numbers. We're looking to grow. In order for us to be able to do that, we're going to need more passengers on this train. We are almost at our next goal of 2,000 subscribers. We are less than 50 subscribers. Help a brother get there, man. We got hella interviews, bro, lined up for you guys, bro. Hella interviews, bro. You know how we do with the interviews. So definitely tell a friend and tell a friend. And last but not least, keep the chat cooking, bro. I see y'all cooking in the chat on the check-in. I appreciate all of y'all for rocking out on a Sunday night. Call your peoples, tell them to come rock out in the hangout spot because we working overtime tonight, bro. If you were rocking out with us last week, bro, we were doing 3.5, almost 4-hour shows, bro. Tonight may not be different, bro. If the callers call in, we will be working overtime. That's right. Can I get an amen? For real, for real. But let's go out to the phone lines. Let's get our first caller. We got my man, Amateur in the building. Cash, what's going on, Cash?
I'm good. It's been a long time.
I know, bro. I missed you, man. But I know you've been putting in that work, man. First and foremost, congratulations, man, for making it to the finals of that tournament. You did your thing, bro. You was cooking, bro. I see you.
Try my best.
You got to keep working, bro. You got to keep working, man. Yesterday, we had 16-year-old professional turn pro at 15, bro. Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
Yep, he's now 4-0. You know, you got to follow in those footsteps, man. But what's going on, Cass? Talk to me, brother.
I watched some of the fights yesterday. I mainly liked Abdullah's performance. He looked sharp as always, you know, he always does. And with Keyshawn, I felt like it's just very, very unprofessional because you're meant to be like really professional. You know, you're a title holder. You know, you're up there amongst like you're in the talks of like some of the best right now, and then you're missing weight by almost 5 pounds. I don't know. I feel like it's really unprofessional.
Absolutely, man. You have an obligation as a champion. Well, not just as a champion, as a professional fighter, man, to make weight. And he's talking all that shit, you know, in the in the pre-fight press conference. And meanwhile, let's be honest, man. Fight fans know the deal. This guy, this man had no intention on making the weight, bro. What bothers me is that these fighters, it's like they don't even care. Like, it's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll get stripped. I'll lose. You know, I won't make the weight. I won't bother. But at the end of the day, the fighter's still going and I cook. So in a sense, I understand where De Los Santos is coming from, bro. But go ahead, Cash, cook.
No, I agree with him too. I wouldn't have went on with the fight, you know, like you mentioned with the Haney and Garcia thing, how that turned out. And especially in the pro scene where like 4.3 pounds can make a huge difference. It might not sound like much on paper, but that's a big difference when you're actually in the ring. So I don't blame him for not going through with the fight. I would just wait and see in the future if it comes back along. And I would have just waited and see if they can get it right at the right weight. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I don't think he had intention of making the weight because, you know, you should be able to at least, if you were to miss weight, I can understand maybe half a pound, maybe a pound even, but 4, it's pushing it.
It's unacceptable, bro. Totally unacceptable.
But I watched Abdullah. He looked great, as I said. That uppercut to the body, beautiful. He's boxing very well. And I liked one of the announcers on his fight mentioned like if he realizes you don't belong in there with them, he'll get you out. And I like that as him as a fighter. Like if he realizes like, you know, you can't stick with me, he'll get you out. And you need more fighters like that nowadays, you know, not just trying to win on the scorecards, but they realize you can't hang with them, they'll get you right out of there. So I like that about Abdullah's style. And yeah, I mean that's really all I got. I thought it was a good weekend of boxing. I know I saw Nakatani one, that was good. Did great. Sets up a good fight for Inoue possibly in the future.
Absolutely. I like it. I like that fight in the future as well. There's you know, it's well on its way to being made. But yeah, man, you know, a solid weekend of boxing. But it's just unfortunate that you know, we're talking about not just Keyshawn not making the weight, but the whole fiasco that happened after that Kelvin Davis not here Albright fight. I mean, that shit is unacceptable, bro. There's no place for that bullshit in boxing, man.
I didn't read much into that.
Yeah.
I didn't. Did he jump someone or what?
Yeah, supposedly the you know, Keyshawn and the other one, Keon, they showed up in Nahir's locker room. There was some words went back and forth. It got physical. Punches were thrown. I'm actually going to play a clip of it in a little bit. You know, that was actually shown by ESPN after the fight. And yeah, man, it's just crazy, man. It's you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously there may be suspensions. Who knows? I guess my question to all the future callers tonight is, what's next? after this whole Keyshawn Davis. What do you think happens next, man? Does he get suspended? Is he getting sued? I mean, I'm really, really interested to hear from the callers, man.
I think he should get suspended for
I
at least a
agree.
bit.
I absolutely agree, but there'll be a full investigation. Things will, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, this is boxing again, man.
Yeah,
Nothing in boxing should surprise us, right?
for sure.
Yeah, man. But yo, Cash, I'm watching you, man. Make sure you guys are following my man Cassius, bro. Amateur, just made it to the final of a tournament. Was that last week? That was last weekend, right?
Last weekend, yeah, I won against Ontario and Quebec, and then lost a close fight to Nova Scotia.
Got you, man. But yo, keep your head up, keep working, bro. Keep sending me those videos so I can share, man. Make sure the DHS family, y'all follow Cash, man.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Yep, see ya.
And keep calling in, man. Don't get lost.
I will.
All right, man. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My man Cash. The chat is cooking right now. Listen, man. I put a super goal chat up there, man. A super chat goal. I'm sorry, a super chat goal up there, man. If you guys want to support the channel, man, hook a brother up, bro. Every penny counts, man. We putting in that work, and it's not just behind the mic here in the studio. We are boots to ground. Yesterday, we were live and direct. I will be releasing a couple of live interviews that I did post-fight with some of the fighters. But again, man, if you guys want to make a donation, super chat is the best way to go. A lot of activity in the chat. So if you want a question for either myself or anybody that's coming on the panel, again, the best way to do that is super chat. It comes up as a starred message, and it also hooks up your brother with a couple bucks. And if you want to make a donation via Cash App, that is scrolling down at the bottom. But without further ado, I'm going out to my sister. 1212 Sports Society is in the building. Can you hear me? Oh, wait. I think there we have her. There we have her.
We're back.
We got my sister from 1212 Sports Society in TikTok and now YouTube.
We're here. We're here. 1212 in the building. 1212 from 1212 Sports Society, guys. Thank you so much for having me on, Johnny.
Anytime. You always welcome, man. That's why anytime I throw out those little posts on TikTok, I tag you on them because you're always welcome to come on the panel. I love your takes. You are doing your thing, sister. With those TikTok lives.
We having a good time. Hey, listen, we was cooking last night. We had after the fight, we had a lot of people in there. But I see what you're doing, Johnny. I see what you're doing with the young people coming up. I see what you're doing with the interviews. I saw the Brian Norman Juniors. I see you, Johnny. I respect what you're doing and I love it. Keep going.
Appreciate you, sis, and I appreciate what you're doing, man. More importantly, you cooking. What's your take on this whole thing, man?
Give me just a little minute to cook because I'm about to go in.
No, the floor is yours. The floor is yours. I'm not putting the time on. I'm not putting the time on. You on the panel.
All right, well, let's just jump right in. So if you're a real boxing fan, go ahead and chime in. One thing I love about coming to your site is this. Y'all know boxing because the first thing you said out of your mouth was, real boxing fans know he never planned on making the weight. Never planned on making the weight. True boxing fans know 1 pound, An example, Chris Eubank Jr. When we saw that fight, Chris Eubank was in the back. He looked like a skeleton. He was covered with sweat. We never want him to make 160 again, but he did everything he could to make it. 5 pounds, 4.3 pounds, let's just move to 5, right? So I also agree with you guys. Edwin De Los Santos is low-key the winner of the weekend. Didn't have to jump in the ring, got his $700,000. And for the people who are questioning that, let's talk about why he didn't take it. Number one, I agree with you as well. He wasn't about to get Devin Haney. Why? Because Floyd Mayweather told Ryan Garcia, 4 pounds and you'll win. Let's talk, right? So those 4 pounds, especially at 135, matter. So shots out to Edwin De Los Santos. His team, they're very smart. And for the ones who are wondering why they didn't take the fight, well, word on the street is the trainer came and he touched Keyshawn. And he said, I didn't feel sweat, so I knew he didn't even try to make the weight, right? Intelligent decision just to take the money, get back on the plane, right? Beautiful decision. Now let's talk about the fight. Let's talk about the real deal Holyfield, right? Because this weekend, as you stated, we was in Tokyo with Junto. We was in Europe, right? With Wadley. We didn't talk about Wadley, right? We was in Australia with Jaya Apataya, but unfortunately, and we was in Norfolk with Abdullah Mason. But the problem, like you just said, is we got to sit on here and talking about somebody who did something to embarrass the sport, somebody who we rock with, somebody who we've been beefing up and very excited to see. So here's my take on it. I'm just gonna go right in. There was no reason for him to be in the locker room. The only reason, and this is, let's talk boxing, guys. I'm 1212 from 1212 Sports Society. I get right to it. The only reason Keyshawn Davis, I'm not gonna say the businessman right now, the only reason he should have ever been in that locker room was to apologize to Albright. Why? Because the thing that nobody seems to be talking about is that they tried to rob Albright. Let's talk about it. You saw the fight, right, Johnny? I saw the
I
fight, right?
absolutely did. And if you're
Did
gonna
it look
allude to
like a
that
draw to
judge,
you? Did it look like a
are you
draw to
gonna
you?
allude to that? Are you gonna allude to that judge that I thought might have been Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles? Is that what you're gonna allude to? Because that shit was disgusting.
Come on, Johnny. So the only reason you in my town, let's talk about it. The only reason you would be in my town and the judge tried to rob you, I would probably go to you and say, hey man, I saw what they tried to do. Good work. That's the only reason he should have ever been in that man locker room. But let's move forward. Going to somebody's locker room with aggression is just not what the sport is about, right? Anybody who loves boxing, we don't hear about this. Boxing not full of thugs. Boxing is front of people. We fight in the ring. I got a problem with you. You got a problem with me. Let's glove up, right? We never hear about people fighting in their locker room. I can never get down with that. Okay, cool. So y'all had the incident, right? You kind of tried allegedly jump the boy, and I don't think the guy's lying. I'm gonna keep it real, right? He told what happened, right? They're talking about it during Abdullah Mason's fight. They're holding interviews during his fight. Keyshawn Davis, I rock with you, but shame on you for stealing his moment. Maybe you was upset that he took your moment in your city, but you didn't have to do him like you didn't have to do Abdullah Mason like that. Because let me ask you a question, Johnny. The another thing nobody is talking about: how many times do you get the start in your first main event? How many times do you get your first main event? How many times will you have that in your whole career? Once. This is first main event and you ruined it, right? So that's a problem as well. So, okay, let's move forward, right? So then you see the baby in the background. It just keeps getting worse, right? But let's just move forward, right? Let's move forward. It was a disgrace for boxing. Didn't like it. And beyond anything, my problem isn't what happened. You know what my problem is, Johnny? It's the accountability. It's the accountability. Johnny, you make mistakes, right?
Absolutely.
I make mistakes. The people in the chat, y'all make mistakes too. But if you could just say, hey, I messed up. Instead of that, instead of got, we sorry, we just messed up. We got a tweet, a Twitter, a X, a Instagram post from your brother who is saying, well, we're just focused on us right now, not our people. Just so if I don't agree with what you did, I'm not your people. Let's start there. Then you have one of their trainers coming out and playing the role of, hey, they trying to bring a brother down. Let's talk about it. Let's keep it real, right? To me, it's the accountability factor. I hated what happened. I love this weekend. I love what Jaya Opataya broke somebody's jaw. Mason, Abdullah Mason, guys. I hate to say this because I'm not this person. I'm not this sports person. But listen, I gotta agree with Timothy Bradley. That teal ostrich he had on, I ain't never seen nothing like it before. I like God. He was sharp outside the ring. He was sharp inside the ring, and the boy has media training like you would not believe. Right?
That's a great point.
He's smooth. He's a very smooth fighter. So the question that you're asking, and I'm gonna go ahead. I know I'm talking y'all heads off. I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna
Nope,
wrap
cook.
this whole thing up.
Nope. You here. You got an apron on. Let's go. Chef it
Let's
up.
cook. Let's cook. Let's add some butter. So your question is, what will happen? 5 things will happen now. They're going to make an example out of him. They're going to make an example of him. Why? Because it's okay to lose. 90+% of the people in the Hall of Fame have lost the fight. That's cool. It's okay to lose. Errol Spence lost. Canelo lost. So all of our favorite fighters, Muhammad Ali lost, right? It's cool to lose sometimes because you can come back and win. You know it's not cool, Johnny, to be a liability.
Mm.
If you an L, that you can lose, but don't be a liability. Why? Because now you're costing everybody money. And people don't understand this is about to trickle down into boxing. What do I mean? This is what I mean, right? Liability. So now that you have caused a ruckus backstage, he's going to get sued. That's number one. He will be suspended, right? He will be fined as well, right? And those are two totally different things. The sad part is I don't want anything criminal to happen to him, but honestly, it could. It could, because he literally assaulted somebody, right? And we're not trying to play the soft game. Nobody want nobody to be in trouble, but the truth is the truth. If it was in the ring, cool, head butt, I'm doing. But if you're in that locker room and you hit someone when they're not looking for that, that's literally the definition of assault, right?
Max.
They're going to make an example out of him because he's costing people money, right? The liability factor. Now we got to pay Edwin De Los Santos. Now, and if you watch the fight, you saw the empty seats. Did you see the empty seats? Now
Yeah,
we have to give
I heard over
refunds.
2,000 people. Over 2,000 people asked for a refund. Yeah.
Give me my
No,
money
no,
back.
it was ugly. It was really,
It was.
really ugly.
Give me my money back. Now we have to give back refunds. Now the insurance for getting arenas goes up. Pick up what I'm putting down. They have to get insurance on those events. So now instead of the insurance maybe being 10,000, it could be 50 or 100. And this could trickle down to boxers who had nothing to do with this event, thus taking money out of boxers' pockets. Y'all not picking up what I'm putting down, but I'm going to move forward. Right? So suspension, fines, possibly sued, possibly criminal things. But here's the fifth thing that's going to happen. He's going to make a comeback. And I'm excited to see the comeback. Shout out to Keyshawn Davis. I don't know what's going on with him. I will say this. He has told us in the past he suffers with mental health issues. So when you do some mental health stuff, okay, no HIPAA, okay, I gotta pay attention to that. But he will make a comeback. But he has to take these punishments like a man. Don't he started off bad with the fake apology. He started off bad with the trainer. But if he takes his suspension and fines and just take it to the head, I think he'll be okay. He will make a comeback, but we can't necessarily pair him up with another fighter just yet, Johnny, because that suspension, again, they're going to make an example out of him. It is what it is.
And rightfully so. Rightfully so. I think
Can you
and
see me,
I love
Johnny?
your
It looked like my camera messed up. You can see me?
Nah, you good. You good. I'm here with
Okay.
my co-host,
Okay.
1212 Sports Society. Make sure y'all check her out on TikTok and now YouTube. You're doing videos on YouTube now, right?
Yeah, I started this little crazy thing called Box Life Punch. It's like it tells a story of kind of what's going on in boxing, but I have a crazy little weird storyline on side of it. So just check it out if you're bored, if you got nothing else to do. But I mean, that's basically my take on it. I hated what they did. They stole Abdullah Mason's night, but he still shined like a diamond. It is
Oh
what it
yeah.
is.
No, he's I love your take on him because he's the total package right now. Obviously, there's still much to prove, but from what we've seen so far, the kid is dynamic. He speaks well. He carries himself well. He has potential to be. And I don't know if you saw my show on, I want to say Wednesday or Thursday. I opened up the phone lines on a post that was put out by the Ring magazine where it had a picture of Abdullah and about 6 or 7 other young fighters, basically saying these are, next the next wave of American stars, young American stars.
Okay.
And I opened up the phone lines to ask, my callers, which one of them on that list had the most potential. I believe it was Abdullah on that picture. It was Xander. It was a few of them. I got to pull it up. I'm gonna pull up
You
that
had
post real
Moses
quick.
on. This was contenders in different weight classes.
No, this was see, the way I took this list was young up and coming guys that hadn't won a title yet.
Okay.
Shushu was on there. So again, some of the callers said maybe he shouldn't have been up there because he's about 27, 28 years old, whatnot.
Nah, that don't matter. You can still put Shushu up there. For right now, I'm keep. I rock with Bruce Carrington, Shushu Carrington. But listen. I'm kind of hard to forgive. So when he robbed that African Sagawa, you saw that fight. I saw that fight.
Yeah.
Sagawa won that
Yeah.
fight, right? So even though Bruce Carrington, his last outing was amazing, and I give him respect for that. But against Sagawa, he definitely lost that fight. They gave it to him, which lets me know he has the machine behind him. So he has the power to be successful.
So this was the post I was talking about. Can you see it?
A little bit. I'm looking at. I see Abdullah. Let me see. I see Bruce. I see Xander.
Yep. Diego Pacheco, Tito
Okay, I like
Mercado.
Diego Pacheco now. Okay.
Tito Mercado, Ernesto Mercado. We've had him on the show as well.
Nice.
Kamel Moten, Emiliano Vargas, Xander Zayas, Abdullah, and Bruce Shushu Carrington. And again, this was the way I took this list was young guys that haven't won a title yet, but could potentially be one of the next faces of American boxing. Now, somebody on the panel that I brought on as a caller asked me who I thought on that list had the most potential. And I said Abdullah. You know, I just love, what Abdullah brings to the table. And this weekend, the way he not only handled that whole thing with Keyshawn, right? Because we talked about that on Thursday's show, right? He looked shook. I ain't gonna lie. He was 21 and 20. He's 21 years old. He looked a little shook. And I don't think he was expecting it. But at the end of the day, look at the way he handled himself the rest of the weekend. Feel me, sis?
We don't give him enough credit, Johnny. You know why? He was pushed to the main event. Nobody really thinks about that. That's a lot of pressure from I'm next to the main event to now I'm the main event in a town where the star has already proclaimed he does not like me. People not taking that into Abdullah had a chance and he took it, right? And I will say out of that list, we still don't, I'm gonna keep it real. The Vargas brother, he has a lot of commercial potential. But as far as in the ring, he's not yet as proven as Abdullah Mason because he just hasn't faced the opponents just yet, right?
That's fair.
So
No,
right
that's
now,
absolutely
I don't know if I can just say now if I had to pick and choose right now on a good contender, of course I would say it's Abdullah Mason, right? But I like the whole bunch. I like everybody on there. I'm not sleeping on Carmel, but just like I stated with my viewers today, I said he has a different level of maturity that I could probably have a different conversation with him than a lot of the other fighters.
Agreed.
Right?
Sis, can you hang out here for a bit? I want to keep you on the panel, but I want to take some other callers.
Take some other callers. I'm chilling. Let me know. I'm typing in the chat, showing support for sure.
No, you can stay on the panel if you like.
For sure. I'm here.
Yeah. Now's the time to call in, y'all. Again, the link is pinned to the chat. We got a lot of chat activity going on. I'm going to catch up with some super chats in just a second, but I want to take a call right now. I anticipate a lot of calls. So what we might do is we might make it about 4 minutes, 4 minutes a call. That way we could get to everybody. I want to make sure that we get to everybody. But without further ado, I want to bring in my man Fight Night Mo. What's going on, Mo? You are live at the Hangout, my brother.
My brother Johnny, peace and blessings to you, King. Love the work you're doing. Keep on doing it, man. May God continue to bless you and take you to new heights and levels. Shout out to the queen that's on there, man, because we about to give her a full corners apron honorary because she over there cooking. She got that soul food Sundays, man. She over there getting it in.
Yes,
but
sir.
Yeah, I love what she's talking about. I love what you guys are talking about. And yeah, the key thing that the sister said was accountability. We got to start holding these fighters accountable. And the first person that did the right thing this weekend, shout out to Edwin De Los Santos, because he stood the ground to let people know this coming in overweight, not being professional, we can't stand for it no more. You got to be professional and hold up your end of the bargain. And guess what? At the end of the day, he got a free bag. I'm hearing anywhere between 500 to 700K that Bob Arum had to pay out his pocket. So anything you know about Bob Arum, 60 years in, the Bob father they call him, he don't play around with his money. And like the sister said, That's a liability. That's a big sign and a red flag for a liability. So let's break this down real quick. Keyshawn became a champion. First title defense. Have it at home in Norfolk, right? Number one, you don't make weight. That's strike one. Number two, you get stripped of your title by not sticking to your contractual agreement, right? Number three, you start talking all this talk, challenging the young bull, Abdullah, when you know you ain't gonna make weight. Now you backtracking in stories saying, "Oh, I knew the night before I wasn't gonna make it." And so why'd you put on this whole Mickey Mouse show, being a tough guy, trying to bully him, as you say, and then you knew you wasn't gonna make it? You made yourself look like Bozo the Clown. At the end of the day, you made yourself look like a fool. Now, Johnny, you my guy. I love you, but that move that he tried with Abdullah wasn't scared. Abdullah comes from a different cloth. It might have looked at people like he was scared. Abdullah is humble. You heard what he said to him. I do my talking in the ring. I don't have to be the tough guy. And if you guys go back to, if you're hip hop lovers and you listen to music, there's phrases that are said in movies and in the hip hop. Gangsters move in silence. Real killers don't talk what they're going to do. They just do it. Abdullah is one of those. Timothy Bradley said it. He's a silent killer. And I don't agree much with Timothy Bradley on his views on boxing, but I had to give him his kudos for that because Abdullah is a silent killer. And I had the pleasure of meeting him and his father in Philly on the Boots versus Stanionis card. I actually sat right in front of them and got to top it up with them. A great family, a humble family. The father is doing a great job with him and all five sons, not just Abdullah, because he has other brothers that are fighting. Abdullah is the next one up. I'm telling people, he's the next one up. He's going to be the next face of Top Ring Boxing, and that is the guy that Bob Arum is going to promote and take the new heights. As long as he stays grounded, which I know I got a great feeling because of the background he comes from. His father keeps them on a very strategic game plan, and they all about family orientation, conducting themselves. He's like a young, wise old man. He got an old soul. So what you were saying, sister, you're 100% right with Abdullah and Keyshawn. It doesn't look good right now for that whole family, because not only did you mess up your situation, you put your kid in danger, and you're a new father. You put your younger brother Keon in danger because he was part of the mix, right? So now not only did you mess up your bag and your reputation, now you mess up your younger brother and his reputation, and he's growing. So now you got two Davis brothers that can receive some harsh penalty. So I know that they said that Keyshawn deal with mental illness and all these things, but you know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck, Johnny. You my brother. You know we're gonna keep it 100. That's how four corners do. That's baloney. We're not gonna use that as his alibi. He knew exactly what he was doing. He wanted to be a thug, act like a tough guy because he was home. Y'all know how it is. When you got 1,000 people, you got everybody pumping you up, you think you're invincible. That's what Keyshawn felt like. It's homecoming. This my sugar honey iced tea, this mosh, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. No, you don't. You only became champion. You just got a title. You didn't even get a title defense off. So you didn't win anything. You still got a long way to go. Now you're talking about, oh, well, when they brought up, I just watched it, someone said, you got Ray Mortaya, that you could fight him to unify. Oh, I don't want to fight him. I don't want to fight him. I don't want to unify. Wait, hold on. But you were just saying you want to be like Bud Crawford, your mans. You want to be undisputed. You want to unify. You want to get all this. Oh, now you don't want to do it. Sanction fees cost too much. I don't want to pay for that. Oh, whoa, brother. It's a lot of backtrack you're doing now. It's a lot of more. You're doing the Michael Jackson moonwalks now. And it's all recorded. So you got to be careful what you're saying, Keyshawn. You got to be real careful what you're saying. But I hope it's a learning lesson from him. He has to be held accountable. It might come harsh as penalties. He might get suspensions. He's definitely going to get fines. I don't know about any legal fees and charges. I haven't heard anything about that. But hey, if that team from Albright and that promotion team want to do that, and they're right, they have the right to do it because that could have been ugly. He does have lacerations to his face, a bruise. So hey, it is what it is. But I hope he learns to grow up because at this state in his career, it only takes one moment to change your whole life in your career. And that incident that happened last night should be the eye opener. So we'll see.
Fight night. Can I say one thing real quick?
Yes, Queen. Yes, Queen. Go ahead.
You
Speak.
mentioned you was sitting behind the Mason family, and I didn't say this, but I gotta say this, y'all, because we
Yeah.
gotta give as boxing fans, we gotta recognize everybody, right?
Yeah.
During that Abdullah Mason fight, did y'all hear the voice in the background from his brother who called every punch he threw? Because you're talking
No.
about family. You're talking about the background. Go rewatch that fight. His brother with the
Okay.
beard, his voice is a little high. But when you're
The one
talking
with the
about
glasses.
I think he had the only one with the beard. The only one with the
Yeah,
beard,
that I
right?
know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
He called every fight, every shot. And if you pay attention, like you said, it's a good family. We were talking about that today. If you go rewatch the fight, you'll hear his brother throw the straight, throw the straight, throw the
Mm-hmm.
hook. And every move Abdullah made, his brother led him. So again, it's good people around you. And I love that you picked up on that, even being around them. That's really cool.
Yeah, they're definitely dope. And I've when I first seen him, I said this kid got the goods, and I'm been telling people watch his growth, and I love to see that he's growing, he's learning, he's getting better in his craft, he's becoming more of a professional. Like he's got a full package, and I feel like he continues to stay on that path, which I know he will. Don't be surprised, people. He will be the face of Top Rank Boxing. They're molding him to that because he's marketable. He's marketable. Plus, he's doing what he has to do in the ring. So you can't lose out on that. If you're doing what you have to do in the ring and outside the ring, not having any type of outside drama, any controversy, any negativity. So you know what comes with that. Promotions. He's already the ambassador for Ring Magazine. That's a start. Next thing you know, you continue to excel. You start getting those promotions with the boxing companies, Gatorades, whoever else come knocking on your door. That's when them endorsements come in. So he got it. But Johnny, my brother, continue doing your work. Man, I love you, my brother. We're going to make a trip down there to come see you in Florida, the king of Caribe Royale, man. I see you taking over down there, brother. And shout out to, I got to read the Queen, Spooky Society. Oh, Sports Society.
12 Sports Society.
12 Sports Society. Shout out to you, Queen. I'm definitely going to be tuning in more with you. I love the dynamics and the flavor you add into this with Johnny.
Yes, sir. Mo,
yeah, have a blessed one.
You family, bro. I appreciate you. That is my guy.
Always, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my guy, Fight Night Mo, y'all, from Four Corners Boxing. Make sure y'all check out Four Corners Boxing on YouTube. They family, Fight Night Mo, my man Fight Night X, the Boxing Maniac. You know, we've had him on here. And my man Uno. So it's a 4-man group over there at Four Corners. And I am here live on a Sunday night with my sister, 1212 Sports Society. She gonna be in the panel with me for a little while today. Sis, I've been trying to get you on the panel for a little while now.
You know, I gotta go make my money soon, but I love the hangout spot. It's a good spot to hang out.
You're welcome as long as you like. You know, no pressure. But I will tell you, my chat is cooking, and they like, yo, you gotta bring her up in here. You gotta bring her up in here more often because they calling us the new dream team. Feel me? I hear you, man. The chat is cooking. Now's the time to call in, y'all. I just pinned the link again into the chat, but it's pinned in there. Call in. I want to get everybody's take on this weekend. There was hella boxing going down. Obviously, the Keyshawn Davis not missing weight, the fiasco after that with the whole fight with Nahir Albright. That's obviously going to take over the headlines of the weekend. But great performances by Abdullah Mason. We had boxing on Friday. Like you said, sis, Jayo Pataya breaking jaws. Junto Nakatani doing this thing one step closer to potentially an Inoue fight, which is something that really, really intrigues me. Hella boxing going on. Hell
Johnny,
of boxing.
I had to change my mind on that situation. where I'm 12-12, we've all agreed, right, that the best fight to make in boxing would be Canelo versus Benavidez. That's the fight we've been wanting for years, right? But
Facts.
after watching the Cottney, I just changed my mind. I think Junto and Naoa is the best fight to make in boxing. The
That's a
most
dope fight.
exciting fight.
I like that one. I do. And I think it'll happen. I definitely think it'll happen. It's going to be a big fight in Japan, obviously, but man, and it's going to happen in Japan. I was about to say, I wish it would happen in Vegas, right? But it will happen in Japan because it's just, it'll be that much more bigger. That is a fight that is definitely in the making. Let me catch up on a couple of super chats, though. We got my man Mo Brains with the $2 super chat.
Straight cash, homie.
He said, Keyshawn, the out of business man, Davis. Yeah, man. I mean, for somebody that claims to be the businessman, I mean, he didn't make a business decision this weekend. One thing I want to point out before I read the next super chat, sis, I know you had mentioned that again. We talked about it. The man realistically didn't try to make weight. And if you listen to his interview after the weigh-in, immediately after the weigh-in, when he stepped off the scales, he didn't even think it was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't. Did I lose you?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm right here.
Okay. He didn't even think it was a big deal. He was just like, well, I just can't make the weight anymore. And I'm like, really? Like, that's how we doing? Like, you a champion, bro. Like, I thought that was just nasty work, bro, to the highest degree.
Johnny, can we keep it real? Can we keep it
Absolutely.
real here?
Absolutely.
I'm going to keep it real. I keep it real at 1212 Sports Society. I'm going to keep it real at the Hangout spot, right? A lot of people are saying, well, why weren't you guys as harsh on Ryan Garcia when he missed weight? When he had I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, when he was drinking on the scale.
Nah,
And
go
so
ahead, cook, because I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up.
I had to explain the situation. Even though we might think, we confuse his good looks with stupidity, Ryan Garcia is not stupid. He finessed his situation so well. He actually was the first people I saw finesse the Haneys. How did he do it? Remember the press conference before the weigh-in? They said, you look like you coming in heavy. He said, I'm not coming in. He knew he wasn't going to make weight. He said, well, I bet you $1 million. He said, okay, I bet you $1 million. Do you know he looked around at his team? Because they knew we going to come in. They think they won because they're getting a couple $1 million. I know I've won because this was my plan all along. I would have had to pay y'all millions anyway, right? So he had them prepared for the over. They already had that in their mind. They're thinking it's a win. So he finessed it. Keyshawn Davis just showed up like he's been champion and had several title defenses. And I'm going to keep it real. Guys. If you watch the press conference the day before the weigh-in, forget me. Go watch the press conference with Edwin De Los Santos and Keyshawn Davis. Look at Edwin De Los Santos's face. It's completely sunken in. He's already starving himself. He's already trying to make weight. So a lot of people think the people who are hating on him not taking the fight understand respect is something that people deserve too. So if you see me struggling to make weight, I'm looking like a skeleton over here, and you looking like you had a McDonald's #1 with a burger both days, right? It's also a respect factor. So I keep it fair, right? Both of it is despicable. But who's the guy who just came on here? What was his name?
Mo, Fight Night Mo.
Fight Night Mo said it perfectly. Someone had to put a stop to it. And thank you, Edwin De Los Santos, for saying, I'm good, just write me my check and I'll head home. Because y'all been treating me bad since I walked in here. Remember how they treat this Norfolk? You in Norfolk. Okay, well, let me leave. You pick up what I'm putting down?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You spitting bars right now. One thing I want to throw in there too, because I'm glad you brought up this Ryan thing, because a couple people asked me yesterday, which one was worse to you? Ryan missing weight or Keyshawn missing weight? And the answer to that question realistically is both of them were just as bad. But again, they wanted to back me into a wall and put a gun in my head. I had to pick one or the other. I'd say Keyshawn, and the reason why I say that is because number one, it's almost like the Ryan missing weight wasn't really a shock to me. He was wilding out the entire weeks. I mean, sis, I was willing to I'm not a betting man, but I was willing to take bets a month before that fight with Devin Haney that Ryan Garcia wasn't even going to show up to that fight. Whoa. He was wilding out. He was wilding out. I mean, he was crashing out. Right. He was drinking. He was partying. He was all over social media with all this crazy shit that was going on. So I'm like, man, him missing weight, that really didn't surprise me. He wasn't a champion. Keyshawn Davis is arguably the guy that's becoming or was well on his way to becoming the face of Top Rank Boxing, right?
Right there.
Right there, right? A champion. Fighting your first title defense in front of your home crowd, a sold-out arena. To me, that was worse. But in reality, they're both missing weight. Ladies and gentlemen, in my chat, missing weight is unacceptable. As a professional, you have a duty as a professional fighter to make weight. The fact that these guys don't give a shit about it, and I'll just come in 3 pounds over and I'll pay him $100,000 and the fight will still go on and I'll rehydrate another 15 pounds is unacceptable, bro. Yes. I can't say it enough, man.
Yes.
I can't say it enough, man. But we got my
bad.
man up. No, it's bad. It's bad. It's definitely bad, man. We got CJ Rich with the $5.
Straight cash, homie.
You missed when I pulled up for the face-off with Chicken Bumberto. Tried to reschedule. Yes, he was in the chat. His cowardice laid the beef to rest. That is a beef that two of my community or family members have with each other. So that's where that whole thing is coming out. CJ, y'all gotta either thump it out or move on, man. Like y'all gotta glove up. Y'all got to glove up, bro. The Nigerian Nightmare, my brother from TBV. What up? $5, baby. He said he may be fined, but won't be suspended. He is one of the faces of Top Rank. I just said that I thought he was well on his way to being that. He may not headline, but they will dictate who fights to make an example. Hey, I love your opinion on the matter. This is why I want people to chime in and call in. What do you think? We think that it's a suspension. I think it's a suspension. My sister thinks it's a suspension, but people may not think it's going to happen.
2 years.
And that's another thing I was going to ask you. 2 years?
Oh, I'm thinking we got to be real here.
That I don't see.
It's hard to see, but here's the thing. When someone uses things that enhance their performance, they'll give them a year, right? Which is nothing because it's like you only fight once a year anyway. That's you messing with someone else's money. But when you mess with our money, they're going to take that a lot more personally. And I hope you don't get 2 years. But the consensus from what I'm hearing in the streets is it might be that bad because they have to now set an example for everybody else. Remember the Malice in the Palace? You remember that?
Yeah. Indiana, Detroit, the basketball game, right? Yeah.
Basketball game, and granted, they had a reason. Listen, you're not going to throw stuff at me. They had a reason to do what they did. It just got out of control. But unfortunately, and this is nothing I want because if you go to I respect Keyshawn Davis. I really was rooting for him. And I'm still rooting for him. I'm just super disappointed in the whole thing. But unfortunately, I'm telling you, they're probably going to make a bad example out of Keyshawn Davis. And I'm gonna keep it funky. They keep messing with dumb people money. Big time. Big time. We gotta pay Amanda De Los Santos. We gotta pay the civil suit. Because if they are sued by Albright, and shout outs to Terrence Crawford and Bo Mack for being real big brothers, for being real ones, for stepping into that locker room and saying, hey, Albright, trying to diffuse the situation. We're sorry this happened to you. They didn't do that. They do that because they see what's coming down the pipeline, right? Because if that guy decides to sue, forget Keyshawn. Keyshawn don't have the money. You know who he's going to go after? Top Rank. He's going to go after ESPN. He's going to go after the city of Norfolk because they did not protect him. Let's talk facts. I'm not talking my opinion. I'm talking what the civil attorneys are going to do, and they cannot have that kind of liability. I hope he get maybe a year, maybe 6 months, but I'm telling you, I think it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be ugly.
Okay. No, I love your take, man. And I love the Nigerian Nightmare. I appreciate the super chat. We got my man Bama Bo Mason with the $20. He bringing out the big guns, bro. I gotta bring out the guns for him, bro. My brother, salute to you. He says salute to Johnny. That's my brother Bama Bo Mason. I appreciate the $20 super chat, my brother. What we need another 5 super chats to hit our goal, man. Let's do this. We got CJ Rich back with another $2.
Straight cash, homie.
He said he just subbed to 1212. Her following should be bigger. That's what's up. That's what we doing. Make sure y'all in the chat show my sister some love. Subscribe to her YouTube page. And she doing it up on TikTok as well. Live shows. She's going through the chat. She's cooking, breaking down fights, previewing predictions. I love what you're doing, sis, and I appreciate you hopping on the panel. Let's go back out to the phone lines. We got my man Chad from Canada, all the way up from Canada. This is how we do it up at the Hangout spot. Chad, what's cooking, brother?
Hey guys, how are you?
Doing well, man.
Show's really great so far tonight. 12-12 and you work really well together, and I find it really great that boxing has like really well-spoken female fans who are dropping like hot boxing takes, man. Like, it's great. I love it. There should be more. Should be more women calling in, you know, putting their 2 cents in. I like it. But anyway, yeah, guys, I'm with all the disappointment and stuff. I don't want to focus too much on it. I feel like there's so much of it now. I'm kind of like drowning in it, but my mind goes to Top Rank. Like, you guys were talking about it already, like how, you know, Bob's probably pissed and things aren't going to be going well there now, right? But I wonder at what point they found out. Like, you have to assume that the team and Top Rank were not in communication about this, right? Like, I'm just from how everything looked to me, and I don't have any special knowledge. I don't know anybody in boxing. Like, as a fan, just seeing it the way everyone else does, it just seems to me like Top Rank probably got surprised like everyone else with it. It's like, oh, you can't make weight? Like, what? Because I don't know. Just seemed like that's how it happened. And then when you consider that and then how everything went on fight night, I just think the biggest shame of it is it seemed like they were putting in a real concerted effort to give Keyshawn as much screen time as possible through the card. Like, they kept cutting to him. At some points, they're like cutting to him. He's fucking eating popcorn or whatever with a stupid grin on his face. Like, it was a little much. And, but I get it. They're trying to make a statement with the fans. Like, you know, okay, that happened, but he's here, right? He's here on his 2 feet. He's doing his thing. He's going to get through this, right? I like that statement and I get it. But then to have all that totally shit on with the end of the night. And now I don't know, like boxing Twitter, at first I felt like it definitely happened. And there was all these like people I would consider good sources reporting about it. But now watching boxing Twitter, it's almost starting to look like the story's shifting. And it's like, well, wait, did Keyshawn even do anything? Now there's this other scene in the hallway that happened before. And the story's getting really convoluted now. And to be honest, that's where I'm done. I'm out. Like, look, guys, I have kids, I have a job. Like, I'm not invested like that. Like, for me, boxing is about the fights and stuff. And it's interesting and different. This was, you know, it's fun to have a little excitement, but like, I'm not following the story on that level, man. Like, where I have to watch a narrative shift and try and figure out what's going on. You know what? I'll wait. And in 5 days, someone will report the full thing and they'll know what happened and they'll be, you know, and I'll just wait for that. Cause like, who knows at this point, but whatever happened, something happened. And that was enough to cause this big, ugly scene. And I mean, you know, at this point, does it even matter if anyone hit anyone? Like, the story's out that he hit someone. I mean, even if he didn't do it, it's just a shitty look for the whole weekend. Like, man, oh man. Other than that, guys, I don't know. What do you think?
I
Anything?
mean,
Any
yeah, I'll
thoughts
let you
after
go
me
first,
spewing
sis.
all that?
I'll let you go first.
Papa Chubby, you said something very important, and Johnny, you can go, but I'm gonna throw this out there. You mentioned something a lot of what I've heard my subscribers say, and that's he was there eating popcorn. And to that, I say this. I've flown to a city to see a fight. And I'll just tell you, I flew to see Clarissa Shields, probably one of the only females I follow. I flew to see her, well, as far as fly to see her, and her fight was canceled. And after I paid for tickets and hotels, and my seat was so close, she came out before the cameras came out, and she was sitting directly in front of me, right? And so right before the cameras come out, because if you know boxing, they don't film everything. They really just on her card, they're only filming maybe the top 3 or 4 fights. Her manager, not the older guy, the older slender guy, came out and said, "Go to the back now." I haven't told this to a lot of people. He said, "Go to the back now." She was like, "Well, I'm out here. I want to show support, so and so and so and so." And I kept quiet and I sat back and I just watched. And he said, "I need you to the back because this is not a good look. Your fight," and he said it very aggressively, right? He was respectful but aggressive. He said, "This not a good look. Your fight just got canceled. These people mad. You need to go to the back. I understand you want to support people, but you need to go to the back." And she was smart enough to listen, right? She was smart enough to listen. So when I saw Keyshawn out there, the first thing that came to my head was, why didn't they just tell him to go to the back? He probably should have never been on camera. It sparks anger. It sparks people who planned to take that weekend off, who bought tickets, who now have to get a refund, who can't go to work. So when you just brought that up, it strikes a nerve in people to see you there smiling, having the time of your life
Sis,
when you ruined
sis,
a lot of people weekend.
it makes me so happy to hear you saying all this because it did annoy me seeing him like that much. Like, and I kind of thought maybe I was being petty or hating on him, but like after what had happened, it did seem kind of smug. And
There was no shame in his game. There was
that's what
no
I mean.
shame in his game. Like
That's
I
what
was
I mean.
thinking, Chad, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna let you cook, but I was thinking
No, go.
before the card started. I'm like, yo, does this dude even show up? Because if it was me, I'm like, I don't know if I want to show up. People are gonna start asking me all these questions. Did I do it on purpose? Did I not? But it was almost like I don't care. It
Man.
don't matter to me. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna eat popcorn. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
smug. You know, I'm gonna
Yeah.
yell. I'm gonna scream. Obviously, when my brothers fight, like I thought it was whack, bro. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Chad.
but
I'm sorry.
no, it's all right, man. You're totally right. Like, and I feel like it's Top Rank's decision to do that. Let's keep that in mind. You know, like guaranteed that was their PR people doing some emergency little shift right after what had happened, right? I'm sure that it was all planned out like that. It was produced. It's a production, these things, you know, like nothing is just like, oh, what are we going to shoot next, guys? Oh, look, there's Keyshawn. No, it's not like that. It's like they know they're going to cut to him all fucking night. And yeah, it wasn't the look. Let's be honest, it wasn't the
It
look.
was
But
bad.
guys, when you brought that up, sis, the Shield story, which is a great story, by the way,
It's true.
I'm thinking of security issues, like legit security issues too. Like your story kind of made me think that, right? Like it could be a legit like security issue. Like I could see somebody just getting drunk, you know, be drinking, smoking weed, and just thinking they're gonna take a shot. Like fuck this guy, right? That's what happens at boxing matches, man.
I'm gonna be real. Looking back at it, I felt uncomfortable because I was like, and he was respectful, but he was firm. I was like, why is he speaking to her in this manner?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
now going through the Keyshawn Davis situation, he just didn't want the attention. The way you felt uncomfortable and I felt uncomfortable, and the viewers, people in your chat felt uncomfortable watching him chilling, eating popcorn, and we missing the fight we wanted to see. He didn't want that for her fans. And so
Yeah.
now I understand he knew what he was doing. He knew that this not a good look. It just don't look good.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Salitas.
Mm-hmm. No, sis, you're like bang on up with that. Yeah, 100%. And it's totally similar thing. Like the Keyshawn thing was the Clarissa situation expanded if those good people around her didn't come out and do the right thing, you know? So that it points to me to his people because his people ultimately probably just thought that was a good idea too, you know? Like, yeah, okay, sounds good. Let's do that. And it just wasn't.
Wasn't.
Anyway. I don't know, but what, like, So with what's next and like the future and stuff, I don't know. Like I'm not gonna hold anger like how we feel now. That's not gonna stay for me. Like, but
Right.
I mean, he's gonna have to do something pretty great moves here to get me back on board. You know, like if he can just buckle down now and just stay out of the drama and just give us some good fights, I do think he can restore himself with the fans. I do.
Yeah,
I do.
we're
I
with you on
agree.
that.
I
We're
agree.
Yeah.
definitely with you. It's just a setup for
Yeah.
a big comeback.
Yeah. He can do it. He can do it. But you know, like we've seen it. This is not. He's not the first person to spark this kind of. You know, I mean, this was seemed like a little much, but in reality, these guys occasionally like look at all the stuff that happened with Tank. Like, man, Tank was like the thing with the car crash. You know, like that was pretty ugly situation that he was in there, man. And
Yeah,
boxing, they got him through it. You know, and the fans basically just whatever, right? Like, I mean, things move on. Like, ultimately, it's about the fights. They can give us the good fights, then we're satiated, right? Like, it's when we don't get good fights, and then people start needing something more from these guys, right? Like the Twitter drama and whatever. Like, I like knowing what's up with guys, who's talking shit to who, but like, man, like Shakur's on there every day, man. Like, I don't got time for that. Like, you know, him just talking shit every day. Like, I'm not interested in it like that. If there's a fight going on, like if people are saying he's talking shit to the Zepeda, sure, I want to see that. But you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, I don't know. That's just me, though.
You're on the money. You're on the money. In fighting, in boxing, there's one thing that someone says like 40 years ago, right? That I read in the book. And they say one fight will fix everything. One fight will fix everything.
Yeah, it's
Listen,
true. It's true. Like I could see it literally with Keyshawn, where he could change the whole story, the whole narrative in one good fight. If they did a real effort, you know, you're right. Yeah, one fight could literally do it. I think with him, it would probably take a few for me personally, like 2 or 3, you know, for me to just get fully past it.
Yeah.
Nah, you be good. I think you'll be good after 1, maybe 2, Chad. I agree with what both of you guys are saying. Let's not forget, we live in a what have you done for me lately world. That's just reality. And this goes beyond boxing, right? In about a month, all will be forgotten, right? And we'll be talking about, oh, we want to see Keyshawn in there at 140 against Tio. I'm telling you, man, this is the world that we live in. I want to read this super chat while both of you guys are on here, though. Shout out to my man, Jerry Soriano, Yolanda for life, my brother.
Nice.
Homie.
$2 super chat. He said, who is suspending Key, Top Rank or the Virginia Boxing Commish? That is a good question. I would say the Commish.
I would say the commission.
That'd be what I say. What about you, Chad?
Yeah, it will definitely be the commission, and then adjacent commissions will honor the suspension and they'll uphold it in their commissions. Yep.
Yeah. But the problem, the question that I have is, how long does it take for for the gauntlet to drop? Because that's another thing. Boxing moves in a weird way. So, you know, I understand that you want all the facts, blah, 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 before you make your decision. Because if you ever talk to anybody from any of these sanctioning bodies, that's what they're going to say. We need to gather the facts. I mean, how long does it take you to gather what happened last night? Realistically, like, we need a decision like within the next couple days. We don't need this shit dragged out. You know, that's another thing. A part of moving on is accepting the fate and just deal with it and move on. You know?
Yeah, like Jerry's asking about Top Rank or the commission. Well, Top Rank's concern will be the fact that this weekend was just a media disaster. You know, like regardless of who fought who or why, like for them, it's just a total disaster, right? Their investment just went to shit. So what they do about that and how they handle that, how they'll do they try and get their money back through the fighter? Is it that, you know, like I could see it because boxing's pretty like that, man. They're penny pinching these guys, man. Like they want money. So I don't know what the future holds for Key, man, but he'll get some fights and hopefully get back at it at 140.
You know, I just read a chat here. And this is why I want y'all to call in. Yo, the link is pinned to the chat, man. Call in. I'd love to be able to hear.
Yeah, I can jump off. I can jump off at any time here, man. Like, don't let me talk over
No,
everybody.
you
Like,
good. You good, champ. But
all right.
gold member said, and you know what's crazy? I could totally see some shit like this happening. Here's what's going to happen. Keyshawn will check into a mental hospital so he can try to gain sympathy from his followers. Take a year off, suspension maybe, and then come back and fight someone, and all will be well. Like I added the all will be well, but do you totally see a
Facts.
scenario like that happening? I do.
Facts. You called it. Gold medal? Gold called
member.
it.
The
Gold member.
the
called
hospital part makes it for Hollywood to make a movie out of it later. You know, it's perfect.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's made for TV shit, but people will gobble it up. We all
people will love
a
it. That's
comeback
what I
story.
mean.
We all
No
love
doubt.
a comeback story. We all know that Keyshawn has dealt with mental health issues. However, I'm not giving him a pass. The shit that happened this weekend had nothing to do with mental health. Let's keep that 100. Okay, that was just a bad decision to not choose to make the weight, and an even worse decision to go back there and do whatever the hell they did to this man Nahir Albright. Ruin the man's moment. He just cooked your brother. Let's just keep it real. Shout out to Nahir, bro, for doing this thing and beating Kelvin, and then all of a sudden this garbage happens, man. I mean, the man had a speed knot on his head, man. Did you guys see that?
right in a cut.
Yeah,
Guys-
I think the cut I think happened at during the fight, or at least some of the cut. I don't know, but the speed knot was crazy, man.
But
I gotta
this
ask
is what I
y'all
was.
a question. I gotta ask y'all a quick question to the panel. Because I'm gonna say this because nobody's talking about it. There were signs before Virginia, and when I say that, I'm gonna have something to back me up. There's video to back me up. Hit the like comment in his chat if you saw when Keyshawn Davis was at the New York City event with Tyson and Terrence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson. If you look at his behaviors there in front of the top of the top of the top, he was absolutely wilding. If you saw it, you saw it. I saw it and I was like, well, Keyshawn, I'm going to give him a pass because this is how he acts. But there were signs. Nobody just
Wow.
paid attention.
I gotta recheck that though.
And I'll tell you exactly what he said. He said, we the best. He's yelling, we're the best in the world right now. He's boisterous and he's running back and forth. And this is an event with all the top who's who. And it's like he's being a bit much, right? He's doing a big much. This is usually, he just started acting like this after he got this belt. But if you want to see the signs, this isn't anything new. If you look back to that New York City event, and there's a video on him, Mike Tyson, Shakur Stevenson, Terrence Crawford, and he's talking, and he's the loudest one in the room. And what do they say about the lightest person in the room?
I mean, the camera always seems to find those guys at boxing matches. Am I right? Like, they always find that one fighter in the crowd who's like totally hammered, and then they choose to put the camera on them too. Let's keep that a buck. Like, it's the promoter of that night, whoever, and usually it's a opposite promoter, right? Like an enemy promoter. So of course they're gonna put the camera on dude, right? And let him act up and look stupid. I mean, I'm willing to forgive a guy when it's his night off of work and he's out with some friends, but there's limits to what these guys can do because they're public people. Like, you just can't, like, you can definitely get away with having fun with boxing fans. I think most are pretty gonna allow that, but there's limits. Yeah, like when your like eyes are all like popping out of your head and you're screaming at the camera and stuff. Like,
it was a lot. It was a lot. It was, you on your off time. You done flew to see a fight to support other people, but I'm telling you, go back and watch the footage.
Definitely. No, I'm really intrigued to.
I thought
to
I was
watch.
crazy. And now I'm like, he was acting kind of crazy at New York City event.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna check that out. Guys, shout out to Jerry for the donation, my brother. Jerry, I appreciate you. More importantly, when is the new track coming out, bro? We need to hear Jerry Soriano's new track. So
I think Jerry should cook up something for the show.
Cook up something for the hangout spot, bro. Hell yeah, cook something up for the hangout spot, bro. Right now, Ness is cooking with those shows, with those songs and whatever, man. I need something for the hangout spot, bro.
I'm just thinking Jerry's probably like looking for inspiration from wherever, so why not? Why not?
Absolutely. Make sure y'all smash that like button if y'all haven't done that. We got to get this channel out. into other boxing fans, you know, their algorithm. They got to know we rock out. Weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know how we do the interviews. Those are going to continue to come. We got hella good interviews coming up next week. Let's not forget, June 17th, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got the legend Jim Lampley will be in the building with us here at the Hangout spot. Jim Lampley will be with us here at the Hangout spot. And I got a lot of other good interviews that we are trying to schedule. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is how we doing it up. We got my sister 1212 Sports Society on the panel. We got Chad from Canada on the panel. Let's take another call. Jersey Bob. Jersey Bob, you are live, my brother. Oh, there you go. Hold on. Jersey, can you hear me? Make sure you guys continue to keep the chat cooking. We need about another 4 super chats, I believe, to get to that goal. Y'all help a brother get there. I appreciate all of y'all that have provided donations the past week, man. Y'all helped me with gas money to Atlanta to spend the day with the WBA welterweight champion Brian Norman Jr., who I might say I spoke to yesterday. We went back and forth. We texted a little bit. He's doing well, getting acclimated to the time difference in Japan. They went out there 2 weeks before the fight, and he said it was the best thing because, again, you know, a lot of, you know, the flight's long, jet lag. Obviously, he said the culture is different, but he said he loves it, man. Everybody's so polite. The streets are clean. People are bowing. Like he said, he said he loves it so far, man. So shout out to the champ who's doing his thing. June 19th. Again, he will be fighting Jin Sasaki. You know how we do it up here at the Hangout spot. I don't know what happened to Jersey Bob, but now's the time to call in. If you guys want to call in, again, I pinned the link to the chat. Call in. Give us your thoughts on this whole Keyshawn situation. But more importantly, man, there's so much other boxing that went down. If you guys want to call in and talk about some of these other fights, man. I mean, Abdullah did his thing. You know, he shined. I can't wait to see. Abdullah's one of them dudes that as soon as the fight was over, I'm like, when do I see him again? Like, I want to see him next week, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see him again. Jerry Soriano with another $2. Only way he's suspended is if Albright press charges. I saw something earlier today where his I think his co-promoter or something on social media said that they want to press charges. So we'll see. Yeah, no, that's you're right. And Jerry's right, you know, because now that I think about it, who was the one that put that comment out earlier? Somebody put that comment that said maybe he doesn't get suspended. This is boxing, man. I mean, it's possible that maybe he gets fined, but you know, you see him in 6 months. So you know, be hard for me to imagine. And shout out to Jerry. Appreciate the $2, my brother. Jerry, I hope you heard me, man. We need another hip-hop song. And if you could do something for the Hangout spot, I would appreciate it. But yeah, if they do press charges, I don't see how the boxing commission or they don't hand out a lengthy suspension. They have to. I mean, I think they have to regardless, but you never know with boxing. You know what I'm saying? You never know with boxing.
Real random, Johnny. Hey, shout out to Manny Pacquiao who made it to the Hall of Fame this weekend too.
Yeah. Friday night, there was a card in Verona, you know, Hall of Fame week. Shout out to Manny Pacquiao and everybody who obviously made the Hall of Fame. And then you got Manny Pacquiao fresh out of making the Hall of Fame, who's going to be fighting for a WBC title in July against Mario Barrios. Man, we actually had a call-in show about that when it first got announced, you know, getting everybody's take on that. And, you know, but yeah, shout out to Manny Pacquiao and shout out to everybody that showed out this weekend. We had good fights on Friday. We had hella fights yesterday, man. I couldn't even keep up. My guy, 16-year-old prospect, David King Garcia, who is fighting under the Danny Garcia Swift promotion banner. He won first round stoppage. I had him on the show I've had him on the show a couple of times. I had him on last week as well with his dad. And Mickey Bay was on there. He won in the main event. Mickey Bay, I had him on because that's his protege. He helps to train him with his dad.
Okay.
So I had both of them on both of them. I was interviewing both of them, and both of them won this weekend. Yeah, I was working the fights yesterday at Caribbean for the Jake Paul Most Valuable Prospects card. That was at Caribbean Royal in Orlando. So I was boots to ground there. And I had my iPad up with the ESPN, and I had my phone with the with the Danny Garcia. Like I'm moving all over the place backstage trying to get an interview, come back. It was crazy, but this is what we love to do for our viewers here at the Hangout spot. I put the link to your YouTube channel in the chat because there's a few people that were asking about it. So you will have some more subscribers.
Awesome.
I don't have the link to your TikTok, but that's simple, guys. Just go to TikTok and search 1212, and you can find you there, right?
1212 Sports Society. I think we booming at like 7,000 followers right now. I go live almost every day on TikTok. We start at 10 a.m. So when people on their break or they're driving to work, they're talking about boxing. So we start early there, and sometimes, you know, I pop up a little later too. But we got some new stuff coming for the YouTube. We got the new little show. We booming. We trying to be like you, Johnny. We trying to be like you.
Man, you doing your thing over there, man. I appreciate the kind words, but you're doing your thing. I love your flow there, right? Because you read off the chat, so you kind of cook off the chat. Like you have a topic, but you cook off the chat, and you allow the chat to kind of generate some good conversation. And I watch you often. You know, when I can, I watch you, and you got good viewers too. Like they know boxing.
That's the thing. And just our followers and your followers too. They love boxing. They know boxing. There are trainers there. Heck, one of Floyd bodyguards is in my chat. Trainers, fighters, prospects, contenders. They're watching because they love boxing, right? They watching because we, just like you, just like me, we just gonna speak the real. We love boxing more than any boxer, right? We love the sport. So they just there to hang out, just like you have a great following. You have a great following. I love what you're doing. And Lampley is coming on your show.
Lampley will be here if all goes well. I mean, we already locked it in, but you know, Tuesday night, June 17th. So a little bit more than a week and change away. That's gonna be a big interview.
Yes.
You know, yeah, for sure. We definitely expect a big turnout here. So questions for Jim will have to be super chatted because I cannot sift through.
Johnny, I'm guessing that if his people made the time, that it'll be firm. You know, I see him coming through for sure.
Oh, absolutely. We cooked that up with his. Trust me, this will be legit.
Yeah,
and
man.
And this is how we're doing it up. And I got a lot of other good ones that I just need to nail on the calendar. And not to mention, we're also planning more of these trips where I hit training camps like I did with Brian Norman. We're working on a couple as we speak. So once we get those scheduled and put on the calendar, the goal is to do exactly what we did during the Norman camp, and that is go live. We went live, sis. I don't know if you've seen that. I went live from the gym.
I saw it when you were finished. I said, he in the gym with, because see, I thought that Brian Norman was still in Japan. I said, he in the gym with Brian Norman. Like, I really admire you. I love your show. You know, I only follow 2 people, and you're one of those people. So I was like, this is an awesome interview. I love what you're doing. I love what I saw.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. I got a question for both of y'all, though. So we get past this whole Keyshawn situation. He moves up to 140. Who does he fight? Who do y'all see him fighting in his 140 debut? Both of y'all.
Frank Martin.
Okay.
I would love to see the T.O. fight, but you know, I don't know what T.O. might want to fight you one day, might not want to fight you the next. And judging from what Keyshawn Davis has said, also Your Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh, he's not trying to fight Keyshawn. What about Frank Martin? Why not throw him in there with Frank?
Man, but the problem with Frank is, where is he? He's
back.
Literally his nickname.
He's back.
He's literally back. What's his nickname, Chad? Tell him his nickname, man.
Ghost.
The Ghost.
He the Ghost, bro. This dude is gone. Like, this dude made that tank bag, and you never saw him again. Like, Frank, where are you?
Listen,
put him on a milk carton, man.
I've been talking trash. We've been talking trash about him on my site, but he is back, guys. He's back.
I think I think that'd be a great fight, to be honest. I think that'd be an awesome fight. Yep. I think that's a perfect fight for him. Someone of that stature and skill is perfect. I think if they're mad at him, they'll put him in there with someone like Jermaine Ortiz and really make him have to work, right?
That's a good one, Chad.
Yeah, like make it hard on him. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. But I would love to. I mean, honestly, like the more actually, that sounds like a great fight to me if he's going to go to 140. Like, I think that'd be a super exciting fight. I would love to see any kind of fight like that with like just high level. There's a lot of guys at 140 right now, man. There's a lot of options. So when you ask me that, I don't know. My brain just sort of like starts. There's too many guys to consider almost at 140, but he's not going to get no title fight or anything because he lost the belt. So he's coming up. He'll be starting. He'll have to earn a ranking, man. I don't know where they would start him in the rankings, to be honest. That's the other thing. Like, where do you guys think? Where do you see him starting in the rankings? Like, just moving up. Like, will he even rank? Do you think he'll rank at all?
And the only reason I said Frank Martin because Frank Martin has returned and they have been beefing, right? So Frank Martin has been throwing jabs at Keyshawn Davis for the last couple of weeks, especially this last week. And Keyshawn has been throwing jabs back as well. So there's already a beef there. You know, they're on two different sides of the street. But I think, you know, with the beef, it could be a good, you know, put your foot in 140 and see how you go. You know, let's see how you do with Frank Martin.
I like both of them. I like Chad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So no, man. Yeah, I was just gonna say I think they're both great, like to be in the ring together. I think they would be able to put on a good fight, you know. I think they both know what they need to do to make it exciting. Like Frank is, I feel like he's not elite, but if you put him in there with the right guy, he can make a good looking fight, you know. He can be exciting. So him and Keyshawn could get something real good going, man. There's a lot of good people at 140, even in the like lower end of the rankings, like, you know, the guys that are down at like 11, 12. There's a lot of good fighters at 140 right now. But so he'll really have to distinguish himself too, right? Like he's gonna have to work, man, to like losing the belt. It really has, that's the harm it really does to him moving up. Now, if he had the belt, everyone knows he'd have a pick of a top fight, right? Like you basically trade on your belt. And you can start high and make a splash in the division, right? But he can't do that now. So another part of losing the belt, you know, like I know not everyone thinks titles matter, but I'm one that does, and I believe that money and prestige come with that belt. And the tradition in boxing is when you're the champ, you squeeze all the juice out of the fruit. You know, like that's a thing. Like you want to make the best, biggest fights you can for the most amount of money while you have that belt. So yeah, for Keyshawn to lose that and then not have that start at 140, it hurts his career. It sets him back a bit. It does. Now, hopefully he can get it back quick, you know, like, and that depends on who he fights. Yeah. So, you know, there's motivation for him being his age and where he was in his career to take on some challenging fights and get back in the mix, right? Let's hope that's what happens. I feel like Bomac's the type of trainer. Keyshawn so far has seemed like the type of fighter to want that. We'll see. We'll see if he's really made of it, man. I don't know. We'll find out.
I like the Jermaine Ortiz one. I really do. But I'll tell you what I see, and I'll tell you what I would like. Okay. I see something along the lines of maybe Steve Claggett or maybe Elvis Rodriguez for his 140 debut, which neither fight I'd be interested in realistically, but I'm just giving you what I think that they may do as a 140 debut. Tell me if this fight, I like this fight, and I think it would be an amazing, spicy press conference. What about him against Tito Mercado at 140?
Yeah. A little animosity on both sides, yeah.
Woo, talk about a spicy back and forth. Tito fights at 140. He wants those big names. You know, he always talks about Shakur and Keyshawn. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I haven't checked. And shout out to Tito Mercado. He's my dude. I haven't checked his social media, but I'm sure he has something to say at some point this weekend over on Keyshawn on social media because he's never quiet. I would love a Keyshawn Tito Mercado fight, man.
Where's Mercado from? Like, what city is he from?
California.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, shoot, there's a lot of good options for where they could hold it. Venue, make a really strong undercard. I mean, put it in a good venue. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't do well as a, not a pay-per-view, but the type of events they do in New York, and in Vegas too, the mid-size card, I think it'd be a strong card, man. I think it would do well for real boxing fans out there. You got them all over the place. I
For
mean,
sure.
I don't know.
No,
What
I
do I
like
know?
it. ETC Boxing said I see Keyshawn fighting Tio at 140. I don't know. I don't know if that'd be his first fight at 140, but I want to show. Now that he brings up Tio, right? So, because I can't figure Tio out. Hold on a second. Let me show y'all something. I need to show
Tio
you.
and Keyshawn.
Oh, I saw what he said about
that'd be
Keyshawn.
awesome.
Did you see what?
That'd
Did
be
you see
awesome.
what he said? Let me share that.
I think he trolling. He's being nice, but I feel trolled.
You
Play
think
that
so?
for these people.
Personally, that he's going through it mentally.
Hold on. Let me go back. This is Tio giving his take, or this was supposedly Tofimo on Twitter sending prayers and light to DB3's mom and newborn. So let me just play that. Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I think it's very important for us to
Can you guys hear it?
Oh, I can hear it. Yeah,
I can hear it.
I can.
really think about Keyshawn Davis and his situation. I know personally that he's going through it mentally. And how I know this is because I was there. I've been there. The only difference is that we never reacted the certain kind of way that he has. Other than that, though, I think we should all send prayers, to him, to his family, to his newborn child as well. I think that, he's young, still trying to figure out himself in the game, and a lot of frustration comes with that. The media is not easy. I think anybody in here that knows it's not easy. But wishing the best for Keyshawn Davis. God willing, he finds, his peace and his place at heart in the sport of boxing, and understand boxing. No one's bigger than the sport, my man. No one. Not even myself, brother. And I just wish you the best to you, your family, to your mother mainly. I know that she's hurting right now. Sending prayers to your mother. And wishing you and DP3 the best, guys. Keep it up, man, in the sense of positivity. Forget about the negativity. And to Najar, I believe it is, or Nahir, feel better, man. And whatever you guys plan on doing on that case, I think that it's a good move on whatever you guys decide with your team. Things like this are unacceptable.
Wow.
All right. So here's my question. I can't figure Tio out, man. So is he being genuine? Does he really care?
Let me just
calling this dude, racial stuff, and then the next, like, what's going on with Tio, man? I'm gonna open it up. Yo, now's the time to call. If you guys want to call in again, call in now.
Somebody call, man. I want to sit back and listen to somebody call for sure. Like, definitely somebody call.
Shout out to Tio.
Yeah,
but yeah, I gotta say, just quick, you guys,
what's going on?
To me, he comes off authentic. Sorry,
okay.
I don't know if that disappoints people here, but
it's real. You think it's real?
Yeah. To me, like this is what drives me crazy about Tio. Like, I do see him being authentic in certain moments, and sometimes when he's having fun, I see authenticity. In this moment, I do, and then there's other things where it's gong show, right? It's like he's putting it on or something. I don't know. But definitely, this is the part of Tio I like. This is the part I like. Like, he's someone who's been through it, and I felt like he was just being sincere and trying to bring calm to the situation, right? I think it's a good look for him, man. I mean, I don't know why we should shit on it. I think it's good. He was just straight up, direct and sincere. I thought it sounded great.
Tio has his moments, right? Like, when I watched this, the first thing I thought about is when Gervonta Tank Davis had his first draw. He was one of the first people to say, you know how the world, they with you 1 minute, now they're hating on Gervonta Tank Davis. Even with the history they have, he was able to acknowledge that's not right, right? So Tio has his moments, and that seemed, and it sounded very genuine until, right? He calls whatever y'all gonna do, I'm behind. And what he's saying is, if y'all gonna sue, go ahead and sue. If y'all go press charges, go ahead and press charges. So I think he was being genuine because T.O.'s not a bad guy. T.O. just, he has a terrible team, terrible media training, terrible.
Oh.
But I think part of it was genuine, but I think he threw in that little sneak attack in the end. He threw that in for sure.
We got a caller though. Let's go out to my brother H-Town. What's good?
Yo, what up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yeah, I mean, I think Teal's stuck in between bad promotion, trying to promote himself a certain way to get fights, and trying to be a genuine person. Well, we know the kid's not racist, man. He's going around black folk his whole life. He's, you see him in the gym working with black kids and everything. He's just trying to find a way to make money. He's trying to be the bad guy, and it's the wrong way, in my opinion. It's the wrong way, But
I agree.
Johnny, we need to remember the last guy to screw up a bag this big and screw over a promoter in a promotion was Boo Boo Andre. And Boo Boo's been nowhere in the goddamn sport since. One thing we know is these promoters don't like you messing up their money. You can mess up your own money, but don't mess up my money. I would not be surprised if they blackball him, because Boo Boo was more decorated when he got blackballed. He was a bigger name. Everybody knew who Boo Boo was, and he was he was in Canelo's radar, everybody's radar, and Keyshawn's not that. He's on nobody's radar right now, and he's already screwing up like he's Tank, and you know what they say, man, money will show you who the person really is. And this guy is the first time he has all that money, and man, it's sad to see because I was, I'm a Keyshawn fan, but this is just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't like seeing people in our community, the Hispanic and Black community, condoning stupidity like this, especially older men like us in our 40s. The guys in their 20s, that's fine. You're still young. You don't know no better. Make up your damn street code of telling, not telling bullshit. But we know when you're an adult, that's not how it works. If they got your kids hung up somewhere, you calling the cops. You ain't, this ain't no movie. You ain't the Punisher. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, man, Johnny, this is a real bad spot for the kid. And man, I wouldn't be surprised if he's blackballed.
H-Town.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you something. Like, look, I just want to say boxing, it's all about money. I mean, it's a grimy business. It's a grimy industry, man. And money's definitely at the center of it. And I feel like these guys are under a lot of pressure. Like, as much and as great as it is to get moved up the ladder and have things get bigger and the lights get brighter, they get under a lot of pressure too. Like, do you think Keyshawn was under too much pressure, man? Like, do you think that's why he couldn't lose the weight? Why he kind of like just melted down? I mean, we've seen it with other guys before, just kind of lose it. Like Montana, I'd like to offer Montana love. I think Montana love, like, once they gave him, the event and kind of put the lights right on him, he kind of crumbled a bit. Do you think that happened to Keyshawn this weekend?
Well, I mean, Chad, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Like I said, money will show you people's true colors. I've known guys that have gotten settlements, millions, and they went from being a humble, real cool guy to a brash. I don't give a F you. I don't need you. I got money. And guys leave their wives, leave their kids, once they get that bag. And dude, money is like, they don't say it's the root of all evil for no reason, Chad. And this kid right now has a bunch of money. He doesn't know what to do. He's a star. He's got eyes on him 24/7. He's never had this much attention, and we crash out as regular human beings, in our everyday life. This guy's crashing out in public eye,
Papa Chubby, I gotta agree with you, H-Town. My dad told me something when I was very little, and so I agree with you. But in a different way. Money doesn't change you. Money just magnifies who you are, right? So if you're a giving person like Manny Pacquiao done had millions on millions, you're just gonna give more. He's giving away probably more money than he's made. If this was you before, it just magnifies it. So I'm with you, H-Town. This is who he is. This is just who he is, and unfortunately, he gonna have to tone it down a little bit. He gotta tone it down.
And then you know how people are like, oh, look what Ryan's done. Look what Ryan's done, and people brought him back to boxing. But you have to remember, Ryan messed up his own money, his own endorsements. He didn't mess up the promoter's money. You know, he messed up his own money. And that's where there's a difference, man. These promoters care about their money, and we need to realize that. But he's not worried about if now Nike don't want to mess with Keyshawn or Reebok or Adidas. No, he's worried about his money. You know, and we're gonna see how Bob feels, and we all know what Bob do to Bud, who never did anything wrong, but he just didn't sell. You know, what's he gonna do to a guy that actually screwed his money over? You know, and that old man, he don't care. Hey, like I said, he's like Don King. All he sees is green. He don't care what color you are. It's about the money. And once you mess up the money, then you messed up with him. You know, I don't know. A lot of people are just. I know I've seen a lot of guys trying to make a race thing where they're like, "Hey, why are they showing him act like a fool? They're trying to show minorities acting up, bro." That's not excusing their actions, bro. Like he shouldn't be doing it. Period. You know, if it was my brother over there acting like an idiot, I'd be grabbing my brother. I'll be like, hey, bro, you're stupid. I don't care who says anything about Mexicans. You're acting like the way people say in a negative light. Like you're giving them that fuel for that fire. Like, why would you give them that fuel? My mom always said, we're poor. Doesn't mean we're classless. You know, it don't have nothing to do with the way you act. We learned how to eat with a fork and knife, even though we were broke, you know? And my mom was a nurse when she was young, when she came from Mexico over here. She came from being a nurse to cleaning people's offices. And you didn't think that felt belittling towards her, knowing that she was educated, but she didn't speak the language? I mean, these guys are in a country where they come up coddled, these athletes. Athletes come up coddled, man. Everybody's been in high school with that star football player, star baseball player, that he don't even have to go to class. He shows up high, does whatever he wants. He's going to a D1 school. He's going to go ahead and get all the girls, get everything handed to him. And then we're going to make excuses for these guys when they F up. Man, you've been coddled your whole life, man. I don't feel bad for you. And we need to stop all this already, man. As a community, we need to stop making excuses for ignorance, you know? But that's why as a community, Hispanics and blacks, we keep up the stereotypes. So we'd be like, nah, not my son. Nah. No, yes, my son fucked up. You know, my dad always told me, you go to jail, you're going to stay there. Let me know when you get out. Ain't nobody going to come get you. You know, that stopped me from doing dumb shit. No, but I already knew. If I get caught, I'm fucked. You know what I mean?
You spitting facts, bro. You spitting facts right now, man.
Accountability.
Yeah, you spitting facts. And it's crazy because one thing I do want to touch on that you said, you know, with these athletes that are being coddled, right? We got the professional fighters that, you know, aren't, because they have to come up the hard way. But then you got the fighters like Keyshawn that, you know, make it to the Olympics. You know, they win a medal. You know, they got 3 or 4 promotion companies that are waiting at their doorstep, you know, trying to sign them to a promotional deal, when a lot of these other fighters don't have that path. You know, they're navigating a career without a promoter, without a manager, without making any money until, you know, they become known. He was different, you know. So yeah, man. I mean, that was dope. I mean, I appreciate you breaking that down like that, Asana. I mean, it gave me a different perspective, especially with the promoter not wanting to lose the money.
Yeah, man. God, I don't know. You know, it's just that's one thing that always bothers me as a community, man. Like when I start seeing people make excuses for other people, because I was always taught to be accountable for my actions. You know,
For sure.
like if you're not in the right space in life, 99% of the time you put yourself there.
Right.
You know, it sucks, because sometimes it sucks to own up to your ways, man. Because I know, man, I done blown a lot of money as a young man. You know, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was the guy that made $5,000 a week, wasted $5,000 a week. You know, I'm out here working in the refineries, going from city to city. I got a girl in San Francisco, a girl in Baton Rouge, a girl back in Houston. I'm throwing money everywhere. You know, you
But
over here
guys,
doing.
like the boxing fans are blue collar middle class. That's the tradition, man. Like it's the working man sport kind of sport. And I feel like most boxers start from that. You know,
But
they
yeah,
start there.
Chad, you're
Um,
correct. But
mhm.
what do we do when the boxer spits in the working man's face?
Yeah,
When
like
you
he's
spend all
lost
your
it. That's my
money,
point. He's
you spend
lost it
all
with
your
these
money to
guys.
go see him because
Mhm.
you know you're supporting him, and maybe Keyshawn's your son's hero. You know, like I said, these guys don't ask. They don't ask to be you know, idols. But man, they're idols to these kids. Man, there's kids that love Keyshawn. There's kids that love Tank. There's kids that love Ryan. And you know, your son might be like, "Hey, Dad, I want to go see Keyshawn, man. They're like one state away, man. Let's come on." And you're like saving up all your money. You know, this is the one time you get to take your son to the fight. You got everything going, flights, hotel, everything booked. And now all of a sudden, because the guy wants to be immature, you're fucked. You're out of your money. Your son's upset. Might have been your only weekend with your son. You never know people's situations, man. And then you have to look at all the money that all the businesses in the area that lost. The Keyshawn wasn't fighting that night because people come in and they bring money into the community. Thousands of people were going to come in to eat at those breakfast spots, eat at those restaurants, tip them waitresses, pay the cabs, pay the Ubers, man, that's money, bro. Like you just screwed your own town out of money. And it's like nobody ever sees the big picture. They just see what they want to see. They make up their excuses. And then we got people riding with that. And I'm like, man, come on, man. You can't ride with that. Like, hey, I like Ryan, but Ryan's a screw up. You know, Ryan is a kid that's got all the gifts to be great, but he's not responsible, and he's never gonna be responsible because he's rich already. You know, something major is gonna happen in his life for him to change. And I hate to say something like him lose a parent or something for him to be like, damn, life is short. I got to get my shit straight. But till then, this kid's not gonna get right. You know, Tank's not going to get right. They're going to keep doing what they're doing because they're rich already, man. Like, we gave them the world before they had to do anything because now boxers get rich off of one fight. The old school guys, they had to fight after fight after fight to feed their families. Now these guys get one big fight. They're multimillionaires. They're multimillionaires at 20 years old, 22 years old. When you got guys like Chavez Sr. fighting half his career to feed his family and then finally make it big. You got Floyd fighting half his career to feed his family, and he finally makes it big after the De La Hoya fight, and now he's Money Mayweather, and everybody forgot about Pretty Boy. You know? I mean, you know, that's how I feel, man. I mean, it's nice to be out here, Johnny. You know, hangout spot. Everybody subscribe. You know, and 12, I'll get on yours and subscribe on yours too.
Hey, H-Town, I'm gonna tell
Great
you
call.
this.
Great call,
I was
brother.
in a room with a couple hundred people last night, right? I went live after the fight, and I'm gonna tell you this from me to you: 95% of the people are saying the same thing you saying is the same thing that I'm saying. You got to be whole for your accountables. You missed weight. You couldn't secure the fight. You went back there and fought somebody. You had your baby in there. And the truth is, who's around Keyshawn Davis? Right? Who's around him to say, hey, you doing too much. Hey, calm down. Hey, sit down. See, that's the problem that we got. The same people around Ryan Garcia, the yes men, the enablers, the people who won't tell you the truth because they're there to take your money, right? And you're right. We put these people in these positions because we respect what they do and that they put their life on the line. But H-Town, I'm with you. And 95% of the people I'm talking about are that I've been talking to, we are with you. No, that's not cool. We're holding Keyshawn accountable. The problem right now that I'm getting is the fake apology where you're blaming people who look like you, H-Town, and me and Chubby, just boxing fans generally. You're upset with your community because we're not rocking with you. We're not rocking with that. Ain't nobody who it's very small percentage of people rocking with that. And H-Town, I'm with you. The percentage that is, they young. They don't understand. But for grown people, man, come on, you put your hands on somebody, where you going?
I remember. Hey, how do we used to keep? Hey, 12. I'm 45 years old, so you have to remember we used to We used to police our own community, and we used to keep the community clean from drug dealers and crackheads and all that because we called the cops because we wanted to keep our neighborhoods nice. Now we've been brainwashed to not call the cops and let our community go to shit, and then be like, well, I guess we just live in shit. And if you make it, I'm mad because you made it because I'm still in the shit.
Man,
But,
listen,
It is
I'm
what
with
it is,
you,
man.
H-Town. H-Town, we with you. I think the majority of people, we're not giving him a pass. He's caused everything. Nothing happened to him. He chose not to make that weight. He didn't try to make it. He chose not to give Edwin De Los Santos. Maybe give him 500,000 more. Maybe give him 600,000 more. Y'all didn't want to do that because y'all thought y'all could trick him. It wasn't going to work. That's on you too. And H-Town, thank you so much. You're echoing everything I had said earlier today in the fact that Keyshawn Davis, let's give him his credit. He has brought millions and millions of dollars to Norfolk, Virginia. Nobody was worried about Norfolk, Virginia till they flew up in there. Let's keep it real for boxing, right? But now, as you said, H-Town, nobody's considering the millions that he's taken away from the small businesses, from the hotels, from the Ubers, from the concessions, they're not paying attention to that. And that's the part that he does not realize. He's hurt his own community because I'm going to tell you something, H-Town. Ain't nobody going back to Norfolk, Virginia to fight. They're not going to do it.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't
Yeah.
lying.
That's what's up, man. I was cooking H-Town. I appreciate you, brother. You gotta keep calling in, bro.
Oh yeah. Whenever I got free time, I'm a single daddy, man. It is what it is.
You family, brother. I appreciate the call, bro.
All right,
Good
big
call,
guy.
man.
Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Nah, H-Town cooking. Yo, I need more people to call in, man. I linked I pinned the link. I'm sorry, I pinned the link to the chat. So if you guys want to call in, I'm gonna put it in again right now. Oh shit, Two-Tone the Superstar graced us with his presence. What's going on, champ? He said peace to Johnny in the chat. I'm follow 1212 on TikTok. Great work. Right now, he's on the Thunder game, which I believe is at halftime, and I think the Thunder are washing the Pacers, if I'm not mistaken.
Shout out to the Thunder, my guy.
Yeah. Oh, you going
Shout
for the
out to
Thunder?
1212 Sports Society in here. Y'all know how we cook. Y'all know how we rock. Thank you so much for rocking with me.
Okay. So we got Two-Tone, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Showing that support. That's right, Killer Cam. Get them likes up, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button. And subscribe if y'all haven't subscribed. My man TD Sports Talk is in the building. What's good, my brother? Salute to you, man. Thanks for rocking out with us here at the Hangout spot on a Sunday night. We are cooking it up. We got Jerry Soriano with a $2. He said Key is a Riyadh ambassador / Bud soldier. He's good. He better be. I mean, we'll see. We will see. I mean, time will tell.
We'll know in a week, right?
I mean, time will tell. I mean, we'll see how much
he's a good fighter. There's never been any debate about that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the track record speech. I mean, people like to see Keyshawn. I mean, listen, you know what's crazy? This is what's happened with the whole Keyshawn situation is a perfect example of what I always say, man. Highs and lows in boxing. I mean, that press conference, I was loving it because I like that stuff. I'm like, you know what? He's confident. He's coming home. He's making that first defense of his title, So what? He's a little brash. So what? He tried to press Abdullah a little bit. It's good for boxing, right? That never hurt nobody. A little spicy trash talk in the press conference. Then all of a sudden, look, here we are Sunday. After all the shit that went down, it's crazy. It's crazy to me, bro. Let me catch up with these other super chats before I take the next call. Jerry Soriano again is back with another $2.
Straight cash.
Messing up promoter money is not letting him fight soon. Well, yeah, that's that'd be interesting to see what happens, man. Again, we need answers. We need to know what's going on. Is he going to be suspended? By whom? How long? And then Jerry came back with another $2. Appreciate you, my brother. Don't agree with Key, but a fight in VA is a favor, bro. So I guess he went back. That was intended for something that H-Town said. And like you said, there's not really a lot of shit going on in Virginia. So
no hate to Virginia. Shout out to Virginia. This no hate to Virginia. But when the last time we heard about it, I want to make that, because people get mad. I listen, shout out to Virginia. But listen, they was, like he said, they were doing a favor for Keyshawn Davis because they trusted him. That trust over now. The trust over.
Yeah, like I said, it'd be interesting to see how this shit plays out and how we feel about not just Keyshawn, but the whole situation 3 months from now, 4 months from now, after the smoke clears. Let's go back to another caller. We got Alex Vega in the building. What's up, Alex?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, man. We can hear you. What's up, brother?
Hey, man. Good evening. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, man. Man, a lot of talk about Keyshawn, man. That's the hot news. It's like there was nothing else at all going on. We didn't have Fabio Wardley, down 8, 9 rounds or whatnot, come from behind, one punch knockout to win an interim WBA title. Yeah, I guess that
Right.
didn't happen. I guess we didn't watch Troy Isley facing a very tall 79-inch reach guy, a guy that actually beat Jorge Garcia Perez, who's facing Xander Zayas for the vacant title, and Troy was able to come win down a very difficult fight. I guess we didn't watch Tiger Johnson, go ahead and face what's his name, Boca Chica, the guy that knocked down Brian Norman. You saw Boca Chica make an adjustment right near the mid rounds. Go ahead and try to rough up Tiger. Tiger had to start listening to his corner, start pressing forward, be more aggressive to go ahead and secure that win. I guess those things didn't happen. I guess now you're Albright, off of almost 2-year layoff, a year and a half, I think it was 20 months actually. Move up and wait to fight the undefeated Kelvin Davis, hometown guy. 5-inch difference, 3.5-inch reach difference. Go into the Lions Den, 8,000 people against him to go ahead and win a majority decision somehow. I guess those things doesn't happen. I guess let's just talk about Keyshawn. Let's just speak about how he had a terrible week. We're not boxing fans. We're man of fans. I'm sorry. We're fan of men. That's the proper terminology. We just love the guys. We don't love the sport, man. We just want to see, what these guys are gonna do. I don't know, man. Maybe if that's what we want to talk about, we could talk about it. People, you want to bring up Ryan, that's one of the other guys that people are fans of man of. A guy that was dropping the N-word constantly, talking about bringing back George Floyd, and killing him again, and talk about, sodomization and and all that crazy stuff. But that was what was that? That was they say that was building the profile to the fight. The fight must have broke numbers. It must have been a great pay-per-view success and all that. It was it must have been a clean result. Oh, wait a minute. The man failed a drug test and he's still back in the sport. He got a main event off of that, and we're over here. Oh my God, Keyshawn, is his career over with? I don't know. Is Top Rank gonna cut him? The man just put 10,000 fucking
Well,
asses in seats.
that's what we got
2
you here to
times.
remind us and reel us back
Bro,
into reality, bro.
no, like this is how we are, man. We always live in the moment. That's it. Always living in the moment. And you said it, Johnny. In a little bit, no, they're gonna forget. They're gonna say, "I want Keyshawn against this guy." Keyshawn,
Mhm.
am I still
I
okay? Yo, can you
I
hear me?
agree,
I
man.
thought I got
I'm telling you.
okay. Yeah, man. They're gonna say, "I want to see him." Yeah, all that, bro. Like,
But
stop.
Vega,
Just
but
like
Vega, it's
I
like
think. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say to your point, like it's also how we consume most of the boxing today. It's all done digitally through like social media, YouTube, and then even like we watch it on apps now. Like I don't know, it just seems like it's made to be more disposable now. Like there's no doubt we have classic fights and stuff, but you're right. Like everyone will forget tomorrow sometimes, man. It's like it's pretty bad. Like people will calm down and everything will just move on, right?
I'm
Yeah,
with
nah,
Vega.
man.
Absolutely.
Vega's 100% right, but Vega, you forgot to mention Jaya Opataya, the Australian, taking out Claudio Squale in
Dude from
really the
Italy,
fourth
yeah.
round, but we'll say the fifth round, and breaking his jaw after a low blow. Right? We forgot about that too, and Vega is making the best point of the night, which is, as boxing fans, it's a shame that this is the focus, right? That we focus on somebody who missed weight, who didn't fight, who had a fight who embarrassed the sport of boxing. And unfortunately, in the world we live in, unfortunately, that's the focus. And it's sad. Vega, you're 100% right with the fight in Junto. Are we talking about Junto in Tokyo, Japan, and what he did in the eye that he swole up on his opponent? Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about any of these things. And the sad thing is, Keyshawn Davis, unfortunately, but honestly, overshadowed a lot of that. Just like I said to Johnny, how many times will be the first time you headline your main event? One. This my first time. This is right? He ruined that for Abdullah Mason too, right? He ruined a lot of stuff, and sadly, that's the focus. I wish in this world we didn't have to talk about it. I'm with you, Vega, but the sad truth is that's just the world we live in.
Yeah, man. Negativity sells, man. You know the deal, Vega.
And yeah, listen, I'm not acting like I live under a rock. I'm well aware that's what people want to talk about. And I'm not saying we can't talk about it, but it's like, that it just gets what's the word, man? To me, it just becomes stale after a while. Like that's it. Like for hours, that's what we've been talking about. I'm not blaming you. That's what the people want to talk about. Maybe some people haven't gotten off their chest, or maybe there's a new point, or maybe there's new information. Listen, man, we're all
Right.
adults, been adults for a while. The thing we always seem to find out is if you wait on the details, the truth will come out. We're gonna find out what really happened between Albright and Keyshawn. What if Albright said something? Maybe they were screaming something in the dressing room that in the moment, most of us may have felt that way too, especially if, think about it. Keyshawn was revved up to fight all week and he didn't get that energy out. That maybe that's not something but think about it. You're building up to something, you don't get to do it. And then, something gets your blood flowing and that's what you know how to do. Be aggressive. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's right. I can understand it. And I think that kind of stuff shouldn't happen in a professional setting. But this is boxing. It's the Wild Wild West. It don't matter. We had Don King who murdered a couple people and has been promoting still to this day, for 50, 60, I don't even know, 70 years it feels like. You know what I mean? So
It's greasy,
why
man.
does
It's
Keyshawn
greasy.
have to be the poster boy? Is he going to be the poster boy? Is he going to be the poster for change? Unlikely. But I'll tell you this: where everything that happened this week, starting from I don't know what was it. Really, if you want to start from, oh man, you know what? It depends on how you want to look at the details because it seemed like he never, from the moment the fight was signed, all right, having De Los Santos off 19 months of a blood clot, injuries, you know what I mean? From that moment, I never liked this fight. And just getting all the way over to them removing the rehydration clause for the fight, to him pushing up on Abdullah, to them miss weight, to obviously it felt like he never was gonna, he knew he never was gonna make the weight. And this was basically just an A-side tactics that we see in boxing all the time. And unfortunately for him, it blew up in his face and then he made it worse. So maybe if you look at it in its totality, we've never seen it happen, in this type of sequence. But this is the shit that happens. If this is the first time, it's probably gonna happen again in a couple of years, maybe in a different sequence of events, man. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. Shout out to boxing, man. Shout out to all the guys that showed up, that were professional, that went in there, win or lose. And I just wish we could appreciate more of the undercard fights. Real quick, actually, there was a fight nobody's going to give a shit about, but this is the shit that I love about boxing. A guy named Sam Gilly fought a guy on short notice. Originally, he's supposed to fight a domestic guy. It was a rematch. Then he's supposed to fight Mr. Short Notice, Ishmael Davis, who's a southpaw over there in England. This is a fight that was on the 5-year Wardley card, right? So he fights this dude. This dude, he has an African name. It's like Alu Dande. He goes, the alias last name is Jonas. Guy's 7-5. Who cares, right? Well, he had just fought a 9-0 nine knockout prospect a month ago, 3 weeks ago, named Saints. Goes 10 rounds, takes this fight on like a week or two notice, and comes out with a draw. To me, that is amazing. That's the kind of stuff that nobody cares. That's the kind of stuff that sticks to me, and I love to see it. Went in there, fought a guy that was supposed to fight for a regional title, a minor title, and go and is able to skate for a draw and make more money and make this probably, further his career. So shout out to that gentleman. I gotta find his name. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all as well. Talking boxing.
Shout out to you, Vega. Vega is my guy, bro.
Vega.
Vega
call.
is
Great
my
call.
guy. Yeah, absolutely, man. Great call. And he's right, but unfortunately, this is what is priority on the airways. People want to talk about it, they want to comment about it. But he's right. It spoils what was a very, very good weekend of boxing, man. I mean, there was boxing all over the world. And none of us are really, really talking about it. And I'm not saying none of us on the panel either, but really no other shows are really talking about anything other than Keyshawn. So no, Vega, you are right. You
Great
are
call.
absolutely right. Before we take our next caller, or we did have a caller in the back, but he dropped. Jerry Soriano, Our lender for life is back. I appreciate you. I got to throw the Wu-Tang for him.
We need Jerry to call in.
Word, we need a Jerry call in. Jerry, call in.
Yeah.
And let us know your thoughts. But he said, question for Lady 1212. Are you a PBC Tank fan?
I'm not a. Let me answer the question in totality. I'm not a fan. I don't specify any promotion company. I don't care if it's PBC, Top Rank, whoever, right? Riot, Season. I don't care about any of that. But if you ask me if I'm a Tank fan, absolutely. I've flown to see him in his hometown in Baltimore. I've been following Tank's career since his first professional fight. So I am a Tank fan. I root for the kid because I know his story. I root for him for maybe reasons people don't, right? I've watched him in the beginning when Floyd used to talk for him for years. Gervonta Tank Davis didn't even used to talk for years, right? So now just seeing him at a press conference by himself, talking, holding his own, I really respect things like that. So yes, I am a Gervonta Tank Davis fan. I got a question for y'all because Vega made a great point, and that's a point we made today as well on my channel. What was your favorite fight this weekend? I will say real quick, mine was Wardley. And for me, Wardley, that's a fight that is why you love boxing. Because all could seem lost, and in one hit, everything could change. So for me, that was my favorite fight this weekend.
Yeah, you want to go next? And I'll go last?
Well, I would say I was really impressed with how Mason looked and how he ended up, topping off the night. But favorite of the weekend, I wasn't able to watch it live. I watched the replay when I got up, but was the Junto fight for sure. And it is kind of a shame that we aren't able to talk about it more today, myself included. But I think to that point, like the fans, it's great that we can all have outlets like this show to literally get on here and speak. Like, I remember we used to have like AM, FM call-in type of shows, but some of those shows, if they're popular, they're hard to get through, hard to get in. Like this is a great format for just like immediately talking about it after. So, I mean, it's kind of something we got to do as fans. It needs to be discussed, right? It was a big deal. It was unusual.
Yeah, and it kind of unraveled.
Mm-hmm.
Went from unusual to extremely messy, So yeah, I mean, it's something that obviously we need to discuss. Jerry, I appreciate the donations, my brother. I have a feeling after she answered that question, you're probably going to follow up with something on Super Chat. But definitely you are welcome to call in. But
I saw Mo Brains post about Troy Isley in the comments. Yeah, I really like Troy Isley, you guys. Like, what do you guys think? You like him? I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan, definitely. I love he's fun to watch. I can just watch him. I don't want him to knock the guy out. I like watching him box. He's a great boxer. I think he's a great boxer to watch. He's fun to watch, like a Ray Leonard was fun to watch. Okay, like he's highly skilled, accurate. He's great in there, man. I hope he can go all the way. He should be a champion. The way he's everything I've seen so far, I hope he can get to that level.
I agree. For me, the fight that I enjoyed the most was Albright's, the upset. Now here, Albright against Kelvin Davis. I like that fight coming in, and I picked Albright, and I'm not saying that I like this fight because I got it right, because trust me, Chad will tell you, I get him wrong more than I get him right.
Me too.
I am not an expert. I don't pretend to be. I don't promote people that think they're experts. This is boxing. We're all going to have an opinion. We're all going to be fans. We're going to make predictions. You win some, you lose some. But again, for everything that Vegas said, right? The layoff, moving up. He had already lost to Keyshawn. So it was almost like Top Rank was trying to feed Albright, another Davis brother, to beat Albright, and he just ruined the apple cart. He was like, nah, man, hell no. And then after everything that went down behind the scenes, backstage, he went out there. He was still classy, right? He wasn't cursing. He wasn't screaming. He was like, you know what? It happened, whatever. I want Keyshawn now. So I love that upset. I think upsets are good for boxing. I think I saw a super chat that agrees with me. Hold on. I gotta get it. Mo Brains, my brother with the $2.
Straight cash, homie.
He said Albright stole the show and won over the crowd. I agree with that. And Jerry Soriano with another $2 said, I felt it. You're enjoying trashing Key too much. Hey, this is a tough crowd, sis. They trying to come after you now, but you know you built
He
for
said
this.
I felt like Trash and Key. No. I really
Nah,
listen.
you
He talking
built for
about
this. No,
me.
let him know. Let him know.
You talking about me? Oh, I can take it. That's okay. I'm be honest. I'm not trashing him. I'm just stating the facts, right?
Yeah.
And you can look at my track record. My track record is I've had videos that done 30,000 where I'm building. I gotta watch Keyshawn Davis. I'm telling y'all, Keyshawn Davis is next. One or two of them done thousands of views. I've been on live for weeks. Y'all, I'm telling you, I know Edwin De La Santos a problem, but Keyshawn, his IQ, his speed, his power, right? If we're talking inside the ring, there's nothing anybody in the chat could say about Keyshawn Davis. If we're talking about what he does inside the ring, let's talk for real. There's nothing I can say, you can say, because the boy can fight. But what we're talking about is a series of mistakes that he made. And it's okay. I'm human. I make mistakes every day. I probably done made some mistakes on here. But it's not that he made the mistakes, right? It's the accountability. And that's all I want, because I want him to be successful, because I can't wait till he gets another belt. But if he continues to do this goofy stuff, it's going to be harder for him. So I don't think we're trashing. I'm not lying. I'm not going to lie on nobody, because anything I can say on any platform, I can say it to your face. If I said you miss weight, you miss weight. If I said y'all could have paid Edwin De La, y'all didn't do enough to keep, y'all couldn't get the fight. If I said you should have never been in the locker room, you probably should have never been in that locker room. And I can say that to your face, right? It's just no excuse, right? But again, we're going to move on. One fight can change everything. He's going to come back, but this changes his trajectory. He was on the up and up. I am not trashing. If anything, like most fans, we're disappointed. We're hurt. That's the fight we've been waiting for weeks. Edwin De Los Santos, Keyshawn Davis. This was supposed to be the best fight on his resume. If you with me, hit a like button. I do something here, right? If you know what I'm saying. So this was a disappointment, and the way he handled it, it just was a disappointment to me. I want him to do better. I want him to be successful. But when I say they're probably going to suspend him, it's because they probably will. When I say they're probably going to fine him, it's probably because they will, right? It's no trash. I'm not trashing anyone. I want everybody to win.
12. I think you've carried it amazing tonight. I've totally enjoyed listening to you speak. Like I don't get any like glee or joy out of it from you at all. You're a passionate fan, and you speak it like you think it. Don't even sweat it. You shouldn't even have to like explain yourself. You've come off real good tonight, and I feel like all three of us have been pretty objective as much as we can. I mean, shoot, man.
That's how we do it up here.
I'm sports society, so I'm telling anybody here, the same thing goes for me. And this is why I'm gonna tell y'all, this is why I walk with Johnny, right? Because unlike some platforms, if you disagree, people are gonna it's okay if we have a different opinion. If you think, man, y'all trash Keyshawn, that's cool. It's a society. Everybody gets an opinion. So I don't feel any type of way. I think he has a right to his opinion, but just from my heart, I'm more disappointed than anything. I'm just disappointed. I want better. You got to do better, Keyshawn, because I want better for you. Shout out to Keyshawn Davis, but Keyshawn Davis, don't do this again.
I love that comeback. Jerry, she just hit you with a body blow, baby. Let's go. Let's go. And Jerry comes back with another $2. I appreciate you, my brother.
Straight cash, homie.
He said, I believe you. Amen, sis. Key has some work to do. So there we go. We agree. We got to go back to another caller, though.
Nice.
We got to go back to another caller. We got my man AB, Attorney Bailey, in the building. You are live at the Hangout spot, brother.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you, my guy. What's going on?
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm just listening to the chat. I want to try to keep this brief. But I've heard some things, man, I just don't agree with. And one of them is money. I'm a lawyer. I can tell you definitely, I've seen all classes just make mistakes, from the wealthy to the middle class poor. Money doesn't make you, it doesn't do certain things, it doesn't drive you. It's an attribute amongst many. There are many factors that are involved. What it boils down to is human decency and the consciousness that we take.
Breaking
That's
up
what
bad
it
though,
boils down
AB.
to.
Breaking up
A
bad.
lot of people will say, I wasn't raised with this. I wasn't raised with that. I've seen it from every step, every walk of life, wealthy to poor, to abject poverty. The behavior is the same, and it doesn't have anything to do with money. Now, money can bring you and make you act a certain way when you in poverty and you don't want to go back. I've seen that also. Like rappers, they don't go back to the hood. When they get money, they move to the wealthiest places and refuse to go back. They don't send their kids to those hoods to do. No, they send their kids to private school, et cetera, et cetera. So money is the thing. It boils down to human decency and making a conscious choice. Having too much money, not having enough. That is an excuse. It's about making a conscious decision to go after a fight after you messed up, made a certain decision that caused you. What that young man said, I disagree with him about the money, but he was dead on about other people getting affected by your decisions, the vendors, the people that work hard, 40 hours a week, that don't make millions of dollars, that pay a huge percentage of their income to see their sorry ass fight. That are making millions. And people are going to make money off you. And then the promoters that put their money behind your ass, and you made a decision, go after a fight and take your baby? Really? Your child? After to another man's locker room? That's inexcusable, guys. That's about human decency, and I'm not going to take it to another level because I believe that some people don't believe in religion, but that's human spirituality. That's a person that's got to look within themselves. Guys, we've seen this before. AB, how can it be different? We've seen this before. Riddick Bowe. We can go on and on about people that got there, wasted their talent, and can't blame it on money. You can't blame it on having it, but not having or not being or whatever. Man, what was the guy that played for the Patriots? Hernandez. You remember him? Can you blame that? Jason Williams was the basketball player that had me. And he signed with them. Can you blame that on or having too much money? Human decency, lack of spirituality. That's what you blame it on. Accountability. Then hold accountability to yourself. There is one thing I want you guys to think about. I'm about to make a very controversial statement. I don't give a damn anymore. There is a culture that's taken over boxing. It hasn't infiltrated the NBA, the NFL, the professional leagues, because those leagues are not going to let a certain culture affect their money. Boxing has a that was already struggling, allow culture to come in that uses the N-word that accept anything as a promotion, and this is what it's boiled down to. It's like the turn that gangster rap took rap music, and we saw what happened in Tupac and Biggie. Before then, it was fun. That turn happened when negative cultures came within the culture. I'm not saying that you can't. We've always had culture in boxing. Don't forget, Jack Johnson was black. Joe Louis was black. But you didn't see this behavior with them. The promoters, they wouldn't allow it. because they wanted people with money to come. Marvin Hagler was black. I can go on and on about the famous fight. Chavez was Mexican. You didn't see this. You didn't see the culture within them acting like this classness. But the culture that these promoters that have allowed to act that we promote these
I don't want to
using
interrupt.
the N-word, just demeaning to ourselves, have taken this sport to another level. You won't see it in the NBA. That's majority outcome. You won't see it in the NFL because that's about money. That's about money. And another thing that I'm gonna tell you, another reason is come down is because we don't see best on best fighting. We don't see a lot of fights. Here we are talking about a fight after fight. It's not even
You
not
break it
talking
up.
about
You break it
Abdullah
up
Mason,
bad.
a clean cut guy.
Attorney Bailey, you breaking up really, really bad, bro. You've been breaking up, man. I know the call is cooking, but we could barely hear you.
Okay, I got you. Hear me now?
No, you're like coming in and out. It's been like that for like the past 2 minutes. I know you cooking and I'm hearing you in spurts, but I really, really, we really can't hear you. You might have to get to a better spot.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end my call. I hope that what you heard.
I heard. I heard. You was cooking, bro.
Heard enough. I'm disappointed. Period.
Brother, I appreciate you, man.
This was classless. All right, guys.
All right, my brother. That was Attorney Bailey, man. Yeah, I could barely. He was coming in and out. I thought it was just. I thought it was me, but the chat was saying the same thing. So yeah. Hopefully, we'll be able to get him to call in later on or whatnot. I kind of get a little bit of what he was saying in and out, but I gotta hear that in totality again. So AB's my dude, man. He supports your channel, so definitely try to call in when you got a better connection. We're going back out to the phone lines, guys. We got a lot of people waiting, so I'm gonna keep it at 4 minutes a call. Alberto, you live in the Hangout spot, brother. Talk to me. Alberto.
Yo, can you hear me, Johnny?
I can, brother. Go ahead, man.
Okay,
got, my man?
Yeah, good evening, everyone, or good night, depending where you guys are at. Yeah, I just want to talk about the card yesterday, Johnny. It was really lackluster. Even besides going into it, knowing we were deprived of the main event, I was like, okay, let me see what's up. Troy Isley, they gave him a robbery. He lost to the dude, I think it was Williams. It's a robbery, Johnny, when even the top ranked commentary is saying, yeah, he lost this fight, or it's 5-5 at best. And then after that, I think it was the Tiger Johnson fight. I wasn't really too impressed with that either. It just seems, Johnny, like a lot of these dudes are trying to take a play out of like Floyd's playbook. They want to be slick and not get hit, but these dudes don't be fighting. Like even Tiger Johnson, when his fight was going on, they had the cam on his trainer. His trainer's like, bro, let your hands go. 1-2. Like the dude was like so scared to get hit, he was already pulling back while he was throwing a punch. So it was just disappointing to see that, Johnny. Hopefully as we get farther away from like the Floyd era, we see less of like the Troy Isleys, less of the Tiger Johnsons, the Hitchens, the Shakurs, like, because that style is just really not appeasing to like. I watch a fight to see you fight. I don't go there to see how well you could dodge a punch. I know there's probably people who appreciate that, but that's not what I'm going to see. And I don't want to just see like Mexican style either, like phone booth, because that also gets like played out. I like a good mixture, I like Virgil. I like Abdullah Mason. But yeah, Johnny, let me just touch real quick on the whole Keyshawn thing. I mean, Johnny, that's just so unfortunate. It's just deplorable. There's just no room for that in the sport of boxing. I hope Top Rank turns off Keyshawn. I hope Top Rank cuts Keyshawn's water off. I hope they drop him because it's just, man, ever since he got that title, remember, Johnny, I literally called it. I don't know if you remember the show we did. I told you, I'm not impressed with Keyshawn. Dude needs to show me something. And I was like, okay, this dude, he's on one leg, but I'm like, he could crack. Let's see what's up. And the dude tries to come in like 5 pounds overweight because, you know, he wants to be able to absorb the power that De Los Santos was going to bring. And so get the whole DB3s out of boxing, Johnny. I know Top Rank has options on Emiliano Vargas. Just promote the Vargas dynasty over the whole DB3 shit. Because we already saw that the other Davis brothers are ass, right? Old boy lost yesterday. So if you're gonna just promote one good fighter, then just promote the Vargas dynasty. You know, Emiliano seems like, you know, he's promising. Maybe he could be something, maybe not. And the other two brothers are ass. But at least Emiliano's not gonna do that type of shit. Like, I'm just so over the whole DB3, Johnny. I hope they get him out of Top Rank, get him out of boxing, and that's my call, Johnny. You already know how we rock. Keep up the great work. Appreciate y'all.
Brother. Nah, I appreciate you, man. That's Alberto in the building. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We here on the panel with 1212 Sports Society, my sister, and Chad from Canada, because you know how we do it up here at the Hangout spot. We all over the place, bro. We all over the place, man. But without further ado, I want to bring in my man Fight Night X. What's going on? X, talk to me, man. You're live at the Hangout spot.
You hear me? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Y'all know what it is and who it is. We live at the Hangout on a Sunday night, baby.
You already know what's going on, champ.
What's going on, everybody? Peace and blessings. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Oh man, what a weekend in boxing, huh? What a weekend in boxing. DB3 is they going crazy like they going out crazy in California.
Yes, sir. It's crazy, bro.
No,
what
listen,
you think? What you think? Talk to us.
I'm not a Keyshawn fan, right? I haven't been convinced with Keyshawn. But the last two victories, both by knockout, picks up the championship at the Guard. And I'm like, yo, I mean, I respect his fight game. I'm not a big fan because of the talking and the antics, right? But his fight game is elite, man. Like Keyshawn can be the one. He can kick everybody's ass if he really, you know what I'm saying, gets focused, continues to do his thing. But that shit that just happened this past weekend wasn't it. You know, you missed weight. You knew you wasn't gonna make it. It looks like you was never attempting to. Then you talk shit to Abdullah, like, yo, what's up? You want next? Cause I put it on you next, all this other shit. When you know you're not even in the weight class no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was corny. You know what I'm saying? You could challenge him. Yes, I mean, I love it. I really don't be liking that, oh, that's my bro. We ain't trying to fight shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my style, especially when like, come on, man. You guys both are coming up. We could be cool, but I'm number one. You feel me? Everybody wants to be number one. That was whack. And then Albright gave him the toughest fight of his career, right? And what he was smoking weed at that time. He tested positive. The win got changed to a no contest. Albright gave him work. So I knew he was gonna give the brother work. You know what I'm saying? Was it Kelvin he fought?
Yep.
He beats him, and he was styling on him, right? He was styling on him, and then they jump him in the back. Like, that's not it, bro. This is your town. This is your arena. This is your people, my ninja. This is your network right now, bro. Like, you Top Rank, you are the star that they pushing for right now. Top Rank is quiet storm. They building up the young boys. They don't got no stars, and they can't get along with Tofimo. You know what I'm saying? So you go and do that. Like maybe now you might not be able to bring a fight back home. They don't want that shit back here. You feel me? The first fight, you was talking shit to Limos. He missed weight, and it was all, you know what I'm saying? This ninja's a sucker and all this other shit. And now you go and do it to De Los Santos, and he been out the ring for he's been on Milk on Mondays like 3 times already, bro. You know what I'm saying? De Los Santos was looking like cottage cheese for a minute, spoiled milk. He's been out for 2 years. He makes weight. You do that shit. You guys don't pay him enough. You don't attempt to at least say, yo, let me go drop 2 pounds. I came in 4. Listen, I dropped 2. That's the most I could do. Let's fight. You feel me? Like, we'll fix it up. But it's bad. It's a double black eye for boxing, man. Both eyes, man. both eyes. And like homeboy was saying earlier that called in, you know, this is the money, man. You can't be fucking up the money, and you getting a little bit of money now. Don't let it get to your head. You feel me? And it happens. We seen it up all the time in all sports and in music, everywhere. You feel me? You come from the slums, you start touching some bread, you hanging around. Everybody's a yes man, and you doing whatever the hell you want. The child was there too. The baby was there in the stroller in the middle of that hallway while everything was going on. It's not it, bro. Double black, not just on Keyshawn, but for the sport of boxing, it's a double black eye. One eye is Keyshawn's, and one eye is the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good look. That shit was whack, man. And then Abdullah gets to take the main event. He shines. He knocks out Nagatani. You know, it sucks that the respectful, I don't talk trash fighters that do they damn thing, they don't get the likes, they don't get the follows, they don't get all the views because you don't talk enough shit for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck the shit talking. Let's fight, man. Let's fight. Money Mayweather talked all he wanted to, but when he got in that ring, he got busy. He sold you the fight on paper, and then he sold it in the ring as well. He wins. He wins, whether you were entertained or not. It's about winning and cashing in the bank, man. Keyshawn got to get it together. He's still young. And let's not forget he has mental health issues, man. He has, he's not all up there. The people need to not forget that neither. He's had suicidal situations. You know what I'm saying? He's been in depressions and all that. We know that that's a big thing in our society as well, in our communities that people don't talk about. So he's not all wrapped up there neither, if you want to be fucking clear right now, One little moment and take bang, you just go all out.
No doubt, brother. No doubt, man. I agree with you, man.
But other than that, y'all cooking up in here. Continue doing what y'all doing. Johnny, we in full support. 12, you cooking over there as well. My boy from Canada, Chubby, over here. Keep it rocking, my hitters. I'm listening. We tuned in. We got more fights this weekend as well. New York is back this weekend, baby. We back at Madison Square Garden.
That's right, baby. You already know. That's my man X, bro. X. You my guy, bro.
Most definitely. All the time, man. All the time. We got a lot. I was down there at DSG's card last night as well in Philly. We went up to PA, Newtown, PA. Danny Swift Garcia Promotions, a lot of young fighters getting their slot time in there. Cool boy Steph in the building, saluting everybody. OG Mickey Bay came through and he beat up Oscar Escondo. You know what I'm saying? Like, the work don't stop, man. The work don't stop. Mickey Bay told me he's inspired by Manny Pacquiao coming back right now. You know what I'm saying? So he said, I'm doing it too.
Yo, my little bro, 16 years old, did his thing. First round stoppers. David King Garcia came out with the Danny Garcia old gear.
Yeah, that was fly. That was fly. King David Garcia too, the young boy. He's very cool too, man. Good kid.
Yeah.
Arizona coming out of that, fighting out of Arizona.
You already know, bro.
Can't wait to see more of him as well.
Absolutely. Shout out to Four Corners Boxing. I appreciate you, X.
You already know. Smash that like button, people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure y'all check out my brother X, Fight Night X at Four Corners Boxing. We lit here at the Hangout spot Sunday night.
What's going on?
We got Ryan, my man from the Chick.
We in the building. What's going on,
We
Chad?
in the motherfucking building. What's going on,
12,
Ryan?
Sports Society. What's going on, panel? Everybody smash that like button. We got the Hangout spot, man. What up, man?
Yes, sir. If you guys have not smashed that like button, do so. Subscribe. Tell a friend. More importantly, bro.
Sure.
Ryan, we cooking up in here, man. We cooking.
Yep.
We cooking this Keyshawn dish, bro.
I know, man. We need to stop this. We need to talk about all the dudes who won this weekend. All that boxing we had.
We got Marco too.
You know what I did though? You know what I did to show love? I streamed this on my live. So my live's going and it's showing this screen right now.
Oh, word?
Yeah. That's what I just did.
Appreciate you, man. We got Chad. We got my sister from 1212 Sports Society up in the building. She's a heavy hitter right now, killing it today with me here at the Hangout spot. We got Ryan from the 6. We got Marco. Damn, we partying right now. We partying. What's going on, y'all?
Word. What's up? What's up?
Not much, man.
We talking a little bit. We were just gonna turn it over to Ryan. Ryan, what you think about this whole thing, man? This weekend, man.
Man, I hate how we talking about Keyshawn. He didn't even fight. Like we shouldn't even
know.
be talking about him. To
I
be
know.
honest, you know, we had great fighters, man. We had Jay Apatow rock a dude's jaw this morning. We had Jun Nakotani blow up a man's eye. We had Abdullah Mason do his thing, and we had Delonte Johnson. You know, he looked good at the end of the fight. I mean, it looked like he was scared to pull the trigger, but he looked good down the stretch. And then we also had Wardley, man, with the big KO when he was losing. I had him losing that whole fight, and he stops the madness. But we here talking about Keyshawn and his foolishness. So, you know, that's what boxing.
Yeah, no, Alex Vega called in earlier and reminded us that you know, there were other fights, like you said, that went down.
Yo,
this
Big
weekend
Vega,
that we
yeah.
should be talking about, but at the end of the day, I mean, you know, this is you know how the world is, the world that we live in today, right? This type of these type of stories, obviously, or what people want to talk about. The fact that you know, this was supposed to be a title defense at home, sold out arena, and then all of a sudden, you know, what was bad with the weight gets worse with the incident that happened after the fight.
Yeah,
You know,
nah,
so-
man, that's what made it worse because it's like you missed weight, and then you didn't even try. Like they said, he was dry. He didn't even try. So it's like, bro, you even did it more disrespectful. So if I'm Edwin, I'm definitely not fighting, man, because you didn't even try to make the weight. So you just telling me you had this plan. And shout out to
glad you
Edwin.
touched on that.
Got
I'm
his
glad you
whole.
touched on that.
Shout
Yep,
out to
I'm
Top
glad-
Rank.
Yep,
They
I'm glad
paid
you
that
touched
man
on
his
that.
purse. I don't know who his manager is, but they did a good job with that, making sure he got paid. And then Keyshawn makes it worse, man. I mean, your brother got his ass whooped, couldn't get out the way of that right hand all night. And you go in there and you're not even gonna say like, yo, good fight, and just end it. You trying to fight the dude. Like what are you doing, bro? You already beat this guy. But you know, Keyshawn, I don't know where his mind was at, but it wasn't a good look. It showed his immaturity. And I'm not going to sit on it too much because we done seen too many crazy stuff in boxing. We done seen Ryan Garcia crash out. We done seen Tio do his thing. We see Caleb Plant slap Charlo. You know what I'm saying? We see Mike Tyson biting dudes' ears. We done seen Don King, a murderer, be one of the best promoters. So I mean, boxing full of these guys. You know,
Allegedly.
allegedly, whatever, man. Allegedly,
Yeah.
my ass, Margo. You
Clarissa
know what
is-
it is. The box is
Clarissa's
full of these dudes. They all full of it. So I think at the end of the day, if you can get past that, you're gonna be fine, man. This is the only sport that's like this. You know, if you do this stuff in the NBA, you kicked out. You know, they had that one LA Clipper owner. They made him sell the team because he said he didn't like black people. Like, yo, sell the team, bro. You can't be in this league no more. So this is the only sport you can do. It's an outlaw sport, man. It's the Wild Wild West. So
True.
it is what it is.
We were talking about that earlier, me and Sis over here, how this is what it is today, but you know, fast forward 2 months from now, you know, and there'll be a new
There'll
thing
be
that
somebody
comes out.
else.
It'll
Yeah,
all be something
facts.
forgotten, you know. They'll sweep this under the rug. I mean, I guess the interesting thing for us, or at least for me, is figure out what's going to happen here. Is he going to get suspended? Is he not? I mean, is Albright's team going to press charges so that we could kind of just know what the hell's going to happen, and then we could just move on beyond it. Remember, they dragged out the whole Ryan Garcia situation, right?
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
think that we knew he
exactly.
was going to get suspended until like what, a month and a half after the whole thing came out with the Austrian. Like they dragged that
Right.
shit out. Like, don't drag it out. Just make a decision, you know, lay it out to us, and then we know what's going on, and then we could all move on as boxing fans. But
Right.
one
Right.
question that I want to ask Marco that you brought up, Ryan, with the whole weight situation. Marco, you fought before. Did you get the sense that he wasn't even trying to make weight, like Ryan said? Like, do you agree with that? Do you feel like,
I mean, by the way, there's an echo when I talk. Do you guys hear it, or do I just hear it?
Nah, I don't hear you
It's
echoing.
just
You
me
good?
because I've patched you into my site as well, so I'm getting an echo, but I'll deal with it. Nah, I mean, how can you tell where his mind's at? We just know that he got on the scales and it was 4 pounds off. Now that seems like an exorbitant amount of weight to miss, right? Usually people are like half a pound. So I feel like it gives the impression he didn't give a fuck. But how do you really know?
because he didn't try to weigh in again. You get time to weigh in.
Okay, well, that's a good point. I also believe that the precedent that's been set from Ryan and from almost every other mega fight is dudes take the fight no matter what. They
Right,
don't,
that's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yep.
Because
Facts.
boxing is like that. Then you'll be a bitch and, oh, what's 3 pounds? But this guy was smart because he was probably drained like a plumber himself. So he's like, what am I doing here? I'm weak. Why am I going to get over somebody who's not even suffering like me and bigger? And no,
Right.
I'll take my money. They want to fight me again. Let's do it on even playing field.
Facts.
That's a
Yeah,
good point, man.
I don't
Yeah.
know how many like I don't know how many managers can get it with the person though. I know usually you'll get the fees, but like to get the 400,000 in with the fees, that's crazy to me. Like that's a good whoever you had there signing that. Yo, they crossed their I's and dots. Like they got everything right.
Yeah.
When I look at it, the question that you just posed to him was, did he try to make the weight, right? And I never try to assume, because when you assume, you make a out of yourself and other people, right? But the reason I say he didn't try and the plan was to go in over 4 pounds, because we know what 4 pounds extra can do at 135. We've seen it, right? Is because once he weighed in, if you go look at the interview, the interviewer, a female, she said, well, are you going to try? His next comment was, nah, swear to God, right? His next comment was, nah, I been knew I couldn't make the weight, right? Then he goes on to elaborate about, hey, I knew I couldn't make this weight, right? Then the trainer, as you stated, and I brought up earlier, he said, I touched Keyshawn, he was dry. He didn't even try, right?
Yeah.
And as you said, Edwin De Los Santos, who was what? Off for 2 years, he looked like a skeleton the day before. So blood clots and all, health problems and all. He sacrificed his whole body to make this weight. And Keyshawn didn't even give him the respect of saying, hey, we might not be making this weight, because that could have changed the total trajectory of the fight. If you knew a week ago you wasn't going to try, you could have told me. We could have did this at a catch weight, right? So I think he definitely planned. I'm going to go off of what he said. He planned on coming in heavy, and I will say this: Edwin De Los Santos is a threat. We know that if you watch boxing, you know he's a problem. So I think he was possibly intimidated by that speed, by that power, and he knew, hey, I got the advantage if I come in 4 pounds. We've seen it done before. We just saw Ryan do it. We know what this can mean. So to me, it was just disrespectful for the sport of boxing. But like the people here, like you just said, shout out to Edwin De Los Santos for standing 10 toes down and saying, nah, I'm good. Just write me my check. I'll be on the plane out of Norfolk, Virginia. Shout out to Edwin De Los Santos.
I kind of agree, man. This shit has been going on for the longest time, and these guys, the first thought is just throw money at it. It'll fix it. Just pay a fine. I'll go in there overweight, and they go in there and they handle their business. Like he didn't do what Devin Haney did. Like a lot of people talk about the shit that went down with Devin. They took the money, man. Once you take the money, that's it, bro. That excuse about Ryan being overweight, that goes out the window, bro, because you basically accepted the fact that you're fighting a guy that is over the weight limit. He's going to be naturally bigger than you on fight night. So no, I agree. I mean, I agree.
But
I
he
was hearing the
wasn't.
boxing voice the other day when Ness making a case for De Los Santos wanting to, he should have, dared to be great and took the money and win the title.
But you know what though? It's not about fight night because Devin outweighed Ryan fight night. It's about the sacrifice that you don't have to make when you don't dry yourself.
Yeah.
To
get
weigh
down
in.
to the to get down to the weight.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot of physical. I mean, on your body. It's not a joke, man. It's not a joke. Jerry Soriano says $2, man. I feel Turkey got Key versus Tio planned for Canelo versus Bud on that card, which I mean, I don't know, but I guess I'll ask you guys the same question we were talking about earlier. So again, let's say hypothetically he gets his suspension, blah, 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 and life goes on and he makes his 140-pound debut and all is forgotten. Who do you guys feel will welcome him as a fight at 140?
I think most of them will. Like 140's got a lot of good fighters, man. I think all those guys will, to be honest. Sabril Matias, Pollo, Gary Anton Russell,
But do you think he gets
Hitchens.
one of those bigger names in a 140
Oh yeah.
debut, or does he get a somebody
Oh,
like I
debut?
threw out Claggett?
Maybe
Or,
not debut. Maybe Liam Pyro. That'd probably be a good fight.
Okay, we
Pyro.
can talk about that one.
I think Liam's up to fight anybody. He showed us he went to Puerto Rico and beat Matias. That was a tough thing. So probably a guy like Pyro who's not really high level or very well known, or even Frank Martin. I mean, Frank Martin is at 140 now, and they have beef. They have passed. So maybe they settle that beef finally in the ring.
Sister said 12-12. My sister 12-12 said, "Yup, she want that Frank Martin smoke."
Want that Frank smoke, eh?
That's
he
what's
need a
up.
fight. He need a fight.
I'm gonna say this though. We keeping it real. We're just talking about what Keyshawn did, but let's talk about. I can talk about in the ring just for 1 second. Although I think Keyshawn Martin and Keyshawn Davis, the businessman or the former businessman, and Frank the Ghost Martin, I think that's an excellent fight. Although I'm gonna tell Keyshawn what's up. I hate what's going on. I still think he would obliterate Frank Martin, but I still think it'll be a great fight. But shout out to Keyshawn, shout out to Frank Martin. I hope they make that fight. And here's a question you guys may not know, because I'm thinking about Ali Rumble in the Jungle. If the commission suspends him, does that suspension apply overseas? Because with Turkey Al Sheikh, they could just do it in Saudi.
Absolutely not.
No, I think it's commission by commission based,
It's
right?
state by state.
Yeah.
Boxing's the Wild West.
Yeah.
And,
That's why,
as a matter of
Conor
fact,
Ben was fighting.
yeah, it's state by state because other states don't have to honor what one state did. They usually do,
Yeah,
but there's no legality binding them to do so.
that's
I
true,
think
man.
Saudi would let it happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a
So
whole
it
different
could work.
commission. Yeah, that's the British commission.
What's the point then, man?
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. Like there's no governing body, so you can just move where you want to move to. You know, Dallas, Texas, they're gonna probably they'll approve that fight. Shoot, they approve Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. They gonna approve anything now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let that old man get in the ring with that young guy, man.
Man.
What about you, Marco? What do you think? 140. Keyshawn, what would you like to see next?
I guess Tofimo, right? Let the racist fight the bad businessman. See what happens.
I like the
They're
narrative.
both villains, right?
Yeah, but did you see? I played it earlier. Did you see T.O.'s heartfelt, heartwarm message to Keyshawn and Keyshawn's mom? And
No,
you didn't see it?
he was being all nice.
Yeah. You know what? Let me play that for y'all. Because I'm like, yo, I can't figure T.O. out.
He was trolling. He was trolling.
I don't see, that was what we were talking about. You tell me. I want you guys to see this. Hold on.
That's the way he wants it, probably.
Hold on. We getting there. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Where are we?
Hey, I just want to say shout out Marco, Ryan.
Oh, we got Chad up in the building. Chad, you've been
What up?
quiet.
What up, Chad?
What up?
Hey guys, I think it's very important for us to really think about Keyshawn Davis and his situation. I know personally that he's going through it mentally. And how I know this is because I was there. I've been there. The only difference is that we never reacted the certain kind of way that he has. Other than that, though, I think we should all send prayers, to him, to his family, to his newborn child as well. I think that, he's young, still trying to figure out himself in the game, and a lot of frustration comes with that. The media is not easy. I think anybody in here that knows it's not easy. But wishing the best for Keyshawn Davis. God willing, he finds, his peace and his place at heart in the sport of boxing, and understand boxing. No one's bigger than the sport, my man. No one. Not even myself, brother. And I just wish you the best to you, your family, to your mother mainly. I know she's hurting right now. Sending prayers to your mother. And wishing you and DP3 the best, guys. Keep it up, man, in the sense of positivity. Forget about the negativity. And to Najar, I believe it is, or Nahir, feel better, man. And whatever you guys plan on doing on that case, I think that it's a good move on whatever you guys decide with your team. Things like this are unacceptable.
So, oh man, I'm gonna let Marco go first.
He's
I'm
trying.
gonna let Marco go first. What
He's-
what did you think of that heartfelt
Nah,
tweet
man.
there?
He's trying to deter the attention off himself, trying to wrangle in, create a brotherhood of dysfunctional fucking boxers. Like, yeah, you know, I get what it's like and blah blah. No, he didn't go using the N word and come on, different, very different.
So you don't think that it was genuine?
I believe it was genuine to an extent, but I think he was doing it to divert the attention off himself. Point that fucking rifle over Keyshawn. Just get it off me.
Okay, Ryan, you're up next.
Man, that was. I mean, shoot, man.
Okay.
Tio might be bipolar. He might be, bro. Like he has these
Like a fox.
yeah, he's got these outbursts, and then after the Jermaine Ortiz fight, he's in the ring talking like he's very articulate. Like he just go off, man. I don't know what's up with him. Maybe he getting punched too much in sparring, but these dudes, man, I don't know. I feel like to a degree they all respect each other, so maybe he's speaking out of that. But I mean, when it comes from Tio, you just don't know, man. Like this dude a week ago was the villain. You know what I'm saying? Like a week ago.
Ryan,
Now look at
Ryan,
him.
let me ask you something though. Like, do you find there's moments or certain videos or whatever when Tio's like doing something media related, speaking to the camera, whatever, where you find him authentic? Would you say you find him authentic in certain moments?
No, it's tough, man. Not especially interviews. No, not at all. For the interviews, he's acting for sure. But
See, for me, I think that's the difference. Like everyone sees it different, right? Like for me, there's definitely moments where he comes off authentic. That video to me rang authentic to me. I don't know. Like it really seemed to me like he was speaking from the heart as a guy who's been through some stuff. But you're right. He is bipolar for that reason, because then he'll act in ways that throw me off, basically. Like, I'm just like, I don't even get it sometimes with him. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just part of who he is, I guess.
yeah.
Did you guys see the videos that Keyshawn, the video where Keyshawn Davis talked about Teofimo Lopez maybe a week ago or less, where he was talking about, Turkey had them both on the phone, and he was like, Tio is so scared of me. He's this, and he was going in on how Tio did not want to fight him even after Turkey offered him the fight, and this was probably less than a week ago.
I know they're not close. It's a load of shit.
It's just like if that hadn't happened, if they weren't beefing back and forth, I probably would be like, oh, this is real, because sometimes Tio have those moments where, I've
Yeah.
seen him stop being a troll for a minute and actually speak with intelligence. But based on how Keyshawn went at him less than a week ago, I was like, listen, Tio funny. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez.
And that's why I said what I said too. You know what I mean? Exact. I didn't mention it, but it's like, yeah, they're not cool. He's talking like these dudes are like childhood Vietnam War, buddies. They don't know each other that well. Come on. But I will say, I don't think he was. I'm sure there was a genuine aspect to what he said. I'm not calling him like a jerk off or anything, but there's a what's the word? There's agenda behind it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
I get what you're saying, because I want to believe that it was genuine, but man, I stopped trying to figure Tio out a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try. I just thought that was really, really funny, so I wanted to get everybody's opinion on that. And then you know what's crazy? 2 days from now, we'll be playing something, crazy that Tio says. Probably something. It's just this is who Tio is, man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Absolutely. This is who Tio is. We gave our picks before you guys jumped on of which fight did you most enjoy? Like, what was your fight of the weekend? So I'll pass it along to both of you guys. What was the fight that you enjoyed the most this weekend, and why?
Shit, I only saw one fight. The rest were highlights. So let's go with Abdullah Mason.
Why?
Because I find him to be one of the most talented the most talented shooting star prospect in the sport.
I was impressed, especially against Nakatia as well. What was yours, Ryan?
Wardley, man. Wardley, because he was losing. He was losing the whole fight, like I said. And shout out to Hooney, because I didn't expect that from him. He's a lot bigger than I thought, man. I thought he was gonna be small in that ring, but he was the same size as Wardley. And I think I'm more impressed with Wardley because he ain't got no amateur background, never fought an amateur fight, only did charity events, 4 charity fights, and then became a pro. And he's knocked out back-to-back Olympians. Frazier Clark stopped him, and now Hooney. Like, bro, this guy, he might be our Wilder, man. The UK Wilder. He, like, all his wins are by KO, and he knocked out 2 Olympians. So, yo, Wardley's here, man. Shout out to him.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see him again, man. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. Mine was the not here Albright. Kelvin
The
Davis. I
upset.
love what he did. I love what he did
Yeah.
against Kelvin, man, because you know the narrative, man. He lost to Keyshawn, so they trying to feed not here to another Davis brother, man. Nah,
Right.
he wasn't going for that. And like I said earlier to the panel, I like the way he handled himself post incident. Like, he came out, he said what happened, and he said, I want Keyshawn next. We got to settle this.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, why not in the ring? Like, I just don't understand why he got to do it outside. But if Keyshawn going to 40, just go to 40, man. There's lots of smoke up there, man. It's not a walk in the park at 140, man. Got my dude Tito Mercado's in there too. I didn't even say him. He's another puncher.
So that's
And
that's what I said. I
real.
told the panel. I said the
Hell
fight that I think the fight that I would want for Keyshawn at 140 is Tito Mercado, and I think
Shout
the
out to Tito.
buildup would be crazy to that.
Yo, Tito could talk, bro. I love Tito, man.
And
You're
I
gonna
love
get
me a
in there.
spicy press conference. I love
Oh
the
yeah,
guys that
yo.
talk that shit. That's just me. I love it. I love the buildup. I buy into it. So
Nah,
tell
I
me
do
that
too,
won't be a
man.
dope pre, and I think it'll be a good fight too.
Oh, that'd be good. And they got a lot of history because I don't know if you know the whole amateur thing. Like, Tito Mercado was supposed to do the box off with Keyshawn for the spot, and they just ended up giving Keyshawn the Olympic spot. They didn't even give Tito his just due. So he feels wrong for that. And that's why he's been always saying Keyshawn's name. And because Shakur there, now he gonna say Tito, he gonna smoke with everybody. So he say Shakur, he say Andy Cruz, he say anybody who's around that weight. And shout out to him, man, because I like it.
Nah, I do too. But yeah, that's what we were talking about today. Let me what do we got? We got Mo Brains with the $2. Man, I hate those lousy Bulgari. Oh, hey Marco, that was for Marco, but Marco just split. I think Marco's doing a live simultaneously with me or something like that. I
Yeah.
didn't understand what he was doing. He was streaming. I'm not sure. He's live,
Yo,
but
Alberto, how could you say Tito's a hype job when he stopped Nakatillion too?
oh, is that what the? I didn't see that. Hold
If
on.
y'all like what Abdullah did, he did it in 2.
Yeah, how do you not like Tito Mercado though, man?
And he had better fights when he was without Eddie. I don't know what Eddie's doing.
I know, man. He's fighting this week, right? He's fighting Saturday.
Yeah, he's fighting on that Hitchens card.
Yep. So it'll be good to see him in action. Hernan, my man Hernan with the $2 super chat. Loving the live, Johnny. No, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you
Are
rocking
y'all
out on a Sunday
excited
night.
about the Hitchens fight? I mean, does anybody expect it to be exciting? Or are we just like, because I'm going to be honest, y'all, I'm going to watch it because I'm a boxing fan. But man, we see what's going on with George Kambosos. Do you think that he could
Yeah.
have a spark in New York? How do y'all feel about that?
Nah. And if he does, holy, maybe New York's where he needs to fight all the time because that's where he got the upset with Tio.
Facts.
Man, listen, I'm glad you brought that up because we might as well talk a little bit about it before we wrap it up. I'm not a Kambosos guy. I mean, I respect what he did that night against Tio. I do. I just feel like this man continues to get opportunities and opportunities, man. Meanwhile, I mean, how many fights has he lost? I mean, even the Maxie Hughes fight, I thought he lost that fight. His last fight, he won.
Yeah.
Devin cooked him twice. Don't even know why there was a rematch, but it was what it was. Lomachenko did what he did to him. So I'm not a big Kambosos guy, but I do respect the fact that he continues to get big fights. I mean, I can't hate on that, I guess. I'm just not a big Kambosos believer. And stylistically, I don't know if this is going to be a really, really good fight. I mean, I have Hinches beating him by decision, but I don't know if it's going to be an action-packed fight or anything like that.
Right. I agree, man.
I don't know. I don't know. George Ferocious Kambosos, like his last fight. I'm gonna keep it real. This 12-12. That guy was a fill-in last minute. Like maybe he got the call a week before his opponent was last minute. He spent most of that time trying to cut weight, and he put on an absolutely incredible performance. That maybe if he would have had an extra week, he would have won that fight. So for me, George Kambosos, I mean, it's like everybody's chasing him since the Tofimo win, but I haven't seen him be ferocious since that win, which kind of still alludes me to the fact that Tio had an off night. And I don't give, listen, no excuse, but that's what it's kind of summing up to be. George Kambosos was just more ready that night. I'm not excited for this fight. I do rock with Hitchens. You know, there's some things about his game. He doesn't really put the foot on the gas like he needs to when he can. He's going to play it safe. He's probably going to beat him on the cards when he probably can knock him out. But I listen, I'm a watch. I'm a boxing fan. I'm going to watch, but am I excited? Probably not.
Yeah, I agree.
I said it better myself. What about you, Chad?
Yeah, I'm about to head on out though. I appreciate you. The Hangout spot, 1212 Sports. And my man Chad. Y'all have a good night, yo.
You know you family, Ryan. Make sure y'all follow
Chad.
Ryan. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too, Chad.
Appreciate Ryan from Boxing Talk Up North. Make sure y'all follow my brother.
Johnny.
Keep doing it up. What's up, Chad?
Let me just, I'm just going to put something in quick and then I'm going to get out too. It's been a great night hanging with you guys and talking with you guys, man. I feel like it comes really easy with you guys, man. It's just, it was a really good night. But just about the Kambosos, yeah, I agree with you, Johnny. Like, I'm not, it's not like I dislike him, but I'm not like any big hyper fan either. I think it's really his people that backed him the most, Australians. You know, he made his people proud. So I like that part of the story. And also, he reminds me of Caleb Plant, the type of guy who got an opportunity and through hard work and, you know, getting in the ring and taking fights and fighting. Was able to like really parlay that into something bigger. Like his career got bigger than it should have really. Let's be honest. He made some really good moves and got a lot. Like we were talking earlier about getting a lot of juice out of your, you know, the belt basically when you have it. Well, he did that. He did that. He made some good moves. I respect his career big time, but yeah, he's there for Hitchens to look good in my opinion. Like he's there for Hitchens to look good. So Hitchens has to make sure that he's throwing hands and, you know, he should be trying to light up this fight a little, I think. I don't think fans are going to accept a lot of footwork, a lot of back foot fighting. I think he needs to hold his ground, come forward, trade with Kambosos. That's what he's good at. You know, he's got some good hands and he'll be throwing a bit slower, I'm sure. Like it should work out really well for Hitchens to have and we should get a good fight, but I'm not expecting Kambosos to win. And it's like, hopefully if Kambosos has a bad night, he should probably think about, you know, starting to hang it up. That's my thought. He's made a good money. He's done well. Anyway, that's kind of all I got for that. I'm gonna sign off though, guys. Like, hopefully we can do it again soon, man. Thanks,
Chad. I appreciate you, man. Love having you on the panel, man. Shout out to my man Chad. You heading out too?
Guys. I'm signing out too. I gotta hit the road, Jack. 1212 Sports Society. Thank you so much for letting me hang out, Johnny. Love your comments, your people. Love your show, and I will be back.
Oh, you have to come back, man. My chat is asking for you to come back. You got to come back and co-host, but we'll stay in contact. We'll get you up on here again. Sister, I appreciate you.
For sure. 1212 signing out. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Appreciate you, man. Can we get a shout out? Can we get a motherfucking shout out to my sister from 1212 Sports Society?
Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ.
I mean, she rocked out, man. Absolutely terrific co-host tonight, man. Just I love her passion. I love her energy. I watch her lives on TikTok. And I reached out to her and I was like, yo, I got to get you on one of my live shows to break shit down with me because, you know, I'm all about positive energy, man. And people that love to, you know, to talk about boxing and in a good, energetic, fun way, man, you know, in a good, energetic, fun way, man. And she know her shit, bro. Yo, she know her shit. Make sure y'all follow her, man. She's just starting to get her YouTube channel up. But she popping on TikTok, so make sure you check her out on TikTok. She says she goes live, I believe, every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and she cooks, bro. You know, she cooks, but she's starting to get her her YouTube channel up. So make sure you check her out. I put the link to her YouTube channel on earlier, but I'm gonna do the same again, so you guys can go give her a follow, man, and support. We're definitely going to have her back on the panel for future shows and breakdowns. That is the link to her YouTube channel, but I don't have the link to TikTok, so make sure you just look her up on TikTok and give her a like. We're going back out to the phone lines with my man Wax. What's going on, Wax? Talk to me. You live here at the Hangout spot.
What's up, Johnny?
I'm chilling, bro. What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the card that we went to yesterday.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Break it down. We were there. Shout out to Wax, bro. He was in the building, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you know, granted I was, you know, drank some good stuff, but hey, I still enjoyed the show there. So I liked my favorite fight. No, two of them were it had to be Yams, and like I think this was his toughest fight. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
because
by far. Absolutely.
he got hit with some. I mean, hey, credit to his chin though, because he was getting hit with some stuff, but like he didn't let it. There's this clip on MVP's page where it's like, did he scream and you just hear Yams go, "Whoa, let's go" or something when he's in the middle fighting with.
Oh
the guy.
yeah, I saw that. I was there live on that, and I was I forgot who I was next to. I think it was Jay Calderon for Fight Hook News. He was working the fights as well, and I was like, "Yo, did this dude just scream after he got hit? Like, let's go." He's different, bro. He's just different. We've had him on the show, man. We're gonna bring him back on. Shout out to my man Wax. We're talking about Antravius Yams Ingram, who wins last night. He ended up beating Sony, right? Akali, the one that beat that beat Nico Ali Walsh.
Yeah.
Sona Akali, yeah, something like that. Hope I didn't chop his name up.
That whole fight was a vibe though, because there was his like supporters screaming, and then that got me like yelling to like show him those yams. Everyone just laughing in my section. So
that was dope. That was a good fight. That was a really, really good back and forth fight. If I'm not mistaken, that fight opened up the Zone TV portion of the card, right?
Yes. Wait. No,
yes.
I don't.
No. It
Was
did.
he the opening? He was the opening on the main, or
he was on the main card. They pushed him. So what happened was there was a fight that got canceled. So they pushed him into the opener, I believe, of the Zone TV card at 8:30. Or that started at 8:30. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. Because that makes sense. I was like, I didn't know if fight got canceled, but I knew something was off. I was like, wait a second. But regardless, good show. And hey, our guy Chop Chop, that was something.
Performance of the night. He won performance of the night. He won the bonus.
And deservedly so. Like, this guy has KO power. That knockout was brutal, and he's just so humble about it. And then we saw him after. We saw him. He's laughing and all that. So I see him going very far. I think, you know, he keeps his head down. He does his talking in the ring. And I told him, hey, 1-2 years, you keep this up, we'll see. You'll be fighting for a title.
Yeah, man. I absolutely, bro. Absolutely. He's got special written all over him. They just got to keep him busy.
Yeah, I think he fights like, what is it, twice a year, 3 times a year? I don't know his fight schedule. I know he's just starting out.
He's fought twice this year, but it was a little bit too long for my taste layoff before that last fight. But you know, I interviewed him after the fight real quick, which I will release tomorrow, y'all. So be on the lookout. And you know, he wants to fight a couple more times, but he's one of those guys that you know, he's managed by Amanda Serrano. He fights under the Most Valuable Promotions banner. He's like, whatever they want, I do. But sometimes these young fighters got to be a little bit more pushy, in my opinion. Are you still there, Wax? Wax, did we lose you? Wax, can you hear me? I think Wax is having technical difficulties. Wax going once.
Exactly.
There you go. I couldn't hear you, man. You broke up for at least about a good 30 seconds. And now I can't hear you again. Make sure you guys please smash that like button for me. And help me get this channel out into other boxing fans' algorithm. And I know you guys are subscribed, but make sure, do me a favor, man. Tell a friend to subscribe to the Hangout Spot, man. We're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 2,000 subscribers, man. And we're doing that in
Yes,
in a 15-month time frame, man. So help me get there, man. Wax, you're back.
it's
You
only
cut
up
off
from
for a
here.
while. Yeah, you cut out
I
for
said,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
while.
When you were saying, I was just gonna say, yeah, you're only going up from here. Subscribe and hey, viewers, get yourself a Tank T-shirt. Code Hangout Spot, 15% off.
That's right. Look at that. Protect Your Chin T-shirt. If you guys want one of these or the Tank T-shirt, I just got my hair done 2 days ago. Some of the other T-shirts, the fly-ass T-shirts I'm wearing. Two-Toner Superstar has a collection there. Scrappy Ramirez, who we've had on the channel, he has a clothing line there. Shirts, joggers, hats. Make sure y'all check out my family at whatsyourhustle.com and support the movement. And more importantly, use discount code the Hangout Spot at checkout for 15% off, man. Dope shirts, and the material of these shirts are really, really good, bro. They're not cheap material shirts. Watts can tell you.
Oh yeah, comfortable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, you cut off for a little
But
bit
also,
at the chop part.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you were saying sometimes these young fighters need to like push more, like activity and all that. Yeah, of course. You're not gonna get anywhere, obviously, if you don't do your stuff. So
yeah, no, I agree, man. But a ton of talent. I love these most valuable prospect cards because these dudes, they come to fight, man. It's always a good time, and it's always good to see you over there, Wax. Because shout out to you, man, for not only loving boxing, man, but you support all the events in Caribbean Royale, man. So shout out to you, my brother.
there, they just know me. They see me, they're like, hey, it's that guy.
And I love the wacky t-shirts. And I love the wacky t-shirt you wear. I forgot to take a picture of the t-shirt you had yesterday, though. Send me a picture. Send me a picture.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Who was your guy that we were talking to outside during the intermission?
Oh, you know what? Yes, right. He took a picture, right? Jake Calderon for Fight Hook News. He took a picture. I'll get it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get it from him. And I want to show that.
I mean, I'll send you one regardless. I don't mind that.
Nah, yo, I appreciate you.
One more thing before I go. I'm also with the viewers. Yeah. I said, one more thing before I go. I'm with the viewers here. And they say we need 12 back on because it's the funny thing I thought was like, she said, hey, every time she goes, hey, I'm going to keep it real. And she goes in, no BS or anything.
Nah, she was dope, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bro. I know how to pick them, bro. I seen that. I was like, nah, I got to get on the Hangout Spot because I think it would be good vibe, good chemistry. I love her passion, her energy, and I love her breakdowns, bro. It's not just passion. She knows her shit. And that's what we all about.
I don't think she said one bad thing.
Nah, she was keeping it raw, man. She was keeping it 100.
But yeah, Johnny, so thank you. Another good show. I'll definitely be tuned in Tuesday. And yeah, good night, man.
Appreciate you, Wax, bro. You know you're my guy, man. Thank you for supporting.
Of course.
All right.
Always.
For sure, man. For sure. That's my brother Wax up in the building. This is a great show. Shout out to you, Bacon and Eggs, bro. Shout out to you, man.
My man.
He said, great channel. Is good to tune into a non-toxic channel. Yo. This is how we do, man. This is just chill, lay back, boxing talk. We keep it real. We share opinions. If we're gonna if we're gonna agree to disagree, it's okay. You know, we're all gonna have a different point of view, but we're gonna do it like family. You know, like people, like boys. You know, and this is why I created the Hangout spot so we can have a nice, chill, laid back vibe, just to talk boxing. You know, so my viewers, you know, my supporters, my family members, I want you guys to feel like you're hitting here talking boxing with me. You know, and we just having a good time doing it. Today was dope, man. Shout out to 1212 Sports Society for jumping on. I definitely going to have her back on as a co-host. I thought the chemistry was really good, and I think for the most part, all the feedback that I was getting in the chat, you guys really, really enjoyed her takes as well. Tonight was Alberto. I agree. Tonight was legendary, bro. Attorney Bailey, I appreciate you, brother. The channel cooked today. No, I appreciate you, brother, for being a part of it and always supporting me, man. You know, on the show, you know what I mean, behind the show. Got nothing but love for you, my brother. You're always welcome to call, but you got to get your phone. Like your phone, you keep cutting in and out. Like you be having good calls, but I have a hard time trying to put together everything you're saying because your phone or your connection, I don't know where you're calling from. Maybe you're calling while you're driving, but it keeps cutting in and out. Gold member said, "Oh, is Marco live?" Okay, Marco is live now. But yeah, man. Yeah, great channel. I appreciate the comment. My man, bacon and eggs. We got. I think I got to this super chat. Loving the live, Johnny. My man, my brother Hearn. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you rocking out, man, and watching on a Sunday night. It goes only up from here. My man, Pork Chop with the $2 super chat. I just had to hear that one more time. Both are bipolar. I think he was so that super chat came out when we were talking about the whole T.O. situation. Like, I don't know, man, was T.O. trolling or not? I want to believe it was genuine. It did come across as you know, compassionate and genuine, but you never know with T.O. He crazy, bro. Like, which T.O. Like T.O. comes out and he puts out that heartwarm message there, which I liked. But then tomorrow, the next day, he's gonna say something crazy, man, and something racial. Like, come on, bro. Like, get your shit together, man. You know what I'm saying? G1 man, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you. Yeah, man. This was a legendary live. Now, this week, let's not forget, next Tuesday, the 17th, not this Tuesday coming up, the 17th, the next Tuesday after this one, we got legendary, the voice of boxing, Jim Lampley will be at the Hangout spot. We got Jim Lampley. Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
That's going to be a great, great interview. So make sure y'all spread the word. I'm going to start putting a post out probably tomorrow on IG just to let people know that we'll be having them on next week. As you know, your boy is doing it up here with the interviews. That's my bread and butter. I love it. I will be prepared for a great, great interview. So hopefully you guys are going to be on board and you'll tell everybody. We have a great turnout. And if you got questions or whatever, again, the chat today was cooking. I can't really sift through all of these, but you guys came through for me, man. We absolutely killed that super chat goal. So this one's for all of y'all, bro. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. Let's get ready to rumble. Appreciate all of y'all with the donations, man. Every penny counts, man, because, you know, we putting in the work, bro. We are putting in the work, bro. Boots to grounds. We were boots to grounds on Saturday, which was yesterday. I'm not used to doing Sunday shows, but get used to it because we're going to do Sunday shows going forward. We're still doing our weeknights, 3 nights a week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, interviews, opening up the phone lines, taking calls, topics. We're still going to do that. We're still going to bring in great co-hosts like we had today, 1212 Sports Society. Shout out to her. Shout out to Chad from Canada who hung out on the panel for a minute tonight. Shout out to you, Chad, for real, man. Like, I gotta give Chad a shout out. And shout out to Ryan from Boxing Talk Up North. And Marco jumped on. As well. Shout out to y'all. Let's go, Chad. I mean, we was cooking, bro. And all the callers, and everybody who provided donations, man. Like I said, it means the world to me, man. We rocked out tonight. This week I'll be traveling for the day job. Unfortunately, I'll be in California for a couple of days, so I'm not going to be able to do a Tuesday night show because I'll be out there. Now, I will try to do a Wednesday night show from the hotel out there because I don't get back to Florida until Thursday early evening, about 6:30 or so. So the plan is right now is to do an evening show Thursday night here at the studio, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not, maybe 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. But the plan is to come back and do an evening show from the studio here next Thursday. Wednesday, I'm going to try to do from the hotel in California. So, I'm going to take my laptop. I'm not going to have my mixer and all this other stuff, but we will rock out. I don't know, for those of you that watch me on Marco's show, I did, I joined Marco's live from my laptop. I didn't have a headphone. I didn't have my headphones or a mixer, and the sound quality was well. If I have good internet, we will go live from the hotel Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I won't be able to do a Tuesday show, like I said. And then we are back at the studio here in Florida at the original Hangout spot on Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Again, follow me on IG. That's why I update all my stories, and I put the links to all my shows. I don't know who we're going to have on as a guest, but if we don't, it doesn't matter because I rock out with the family here at the chat. We'll open up the phone lines. We will take calls. More than likely, what we'll do is we'll talk about Saturday's card. Again, New York City, it's on Richardson. Hitchens is going to be defending his 140-pound title against George Ferocious Kambosos. And we also have a lot of good fights on the undercard. My guy Ernesto Tito Mercado will be on it. My brother Pretty Boy Pablo Valdez will be on that card. So there's a lot of good fights on that card. So Thursday night show, we will open up the phone lines and we will talk about that particular card on Saturday. And then let's not forget, next week after that, Tuesday night, we have Jim Lampley, legendary, the voice of boxing. He will be here at the Hangout spot. So make sure you let everybody know. Shout out to you, El Robi 1619. This is a pretty good show. No dictator as a host. Nah, we different over here, bro. We different, bro. This is the Hangout spot. This is like the WBO welterweight champion Brian Norman Jr. Shout out to him in Japan. Like he calls it, this is the chill spot. He likes to come here because it's the chill spot. We talk boxing, we have a good time, we laugh, we joke around. We family up in here. Like I tell people all the time, man, I don't have community members or followers. I got family members here. Family members, bro. We're going to grow and we're going to grow together, man. So shout out to you, Ed Roby. Let's go, champ. Shout out to the Nigerian Nightmare. Let's go, champ. For rocking out. G1 Maine. Let's go, champ. Alberto. Let's go, champ. Attorney Bailey. Let's go, champ. My man, Go member. Champ. We got, who else will we got up in here? Bugatti. Go, Bugatti Mods. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Robert. We got Johnny Knockout. Let's go, champ. I saw your message earlier, man. I don't know. I'm gonna see. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a cred this late for that card in California, but I will be getting a credential and I will be working a California card soon. So keep in touch with me because we can definitely hook up when I get out there. Let's go, champ. Stay Wavy TV. Let's go, champ. Alberto in the building. Appreciate you as always supporting the channel, my brother. Alex Vega was up in here. Appreciate the call earlier. Damn, there's so many people, man, to sift through. But again, if I missed you, it doesn't mean that I don't love you, man. Appreciate the love and support. This was a great live. Make sure y'all tune in this week. Again, follow me on IG so you guys can be updated. We will try to do a Wednesday night show from California. All bearing internet good in the hotel. It don't matter. The show will go on. I'll take calls from there if I need to. If not, we'll be right back at it Thursday night, 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at the Hangout spot. Appreciate all of y'all. Let me see if I got through all the super chats. Oh, wait a second. I got one more. My bad. We got Ed Roby 619 with the $10. My man, I appreciate the $10 super chat and the support. He said, I thought boxing podcast was supposed to be toxic, but nope. Hell no. You proved that theory wrong. I just follow. I appreciate that, man. Can I get an amen from my brother?
Amen, brother.
Nah, we do it up here at the Hangout spot, man. Subscribe to the channel. More importantly, man, help me grow. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are so close to my next goal of 2,000 subscribers. We've done that in only 15 months of doing boxing content. So that should tell you we are moving and we are growing and we not going to stop. We are here for the long haul, baby. We prospects moving up to contenders, and sooner or later we winning a title because we are here to take over this boxing podcast game. Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
Absolutely, man. But I appreciate the love and support. Again, spread the word. We need more viewers. We need more subscribers. And more importantly, we need more family members. But as always, I appreciate all of y'all for rocking out. Appreciate the love and support. This is your boy Johnny signing out from the Hangout Spot Live, and I'll talk to everybody on Wednesday evening. Peace.